podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm.
Hey, Daddy.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the belt with nobody.
Daddy.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
BoxingWords.com.
Payday. You want payday.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingWords.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingWords.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we are going to be talking two topics this morning. We're talking Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder is now official tissue for May 6 in Mexico on the DAZN pay-per-view. I don't know that we're happy about that. And we're going to be talking the Benavidez versus Plant. Is there a lack of buzz? This is what we're talking about this morning. We're going to go ahead and make a poll. Now, obviously, we got two topics, so we can't make two polls. So, you know, it's going to be difficult because I do want to ask, do you feel like there's a lack of buzz? And I do want to ask, like, are you or would you be willing to go to Mexico? Like, is that something you would do? For this fight with Canelo, first time in his home country, fighting in front of his people in such a long time, you know. So is that something that you would be interested in participating in? So, you know, I want to make two polls, but I guess we're going to do that the long way, you know. Do one first, then the other, I'm assuming. But what's going on, ladies and gents? If you are just joining us, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button as it's going to help with the visibility of the show. And it will put this episode in the eyes of boxing fans, letting them know that we don't just talk one topic, we talk all of boxing. What's going on, Modern King Boxing, on my YouTube chat right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where the show is live and you can participate with us and engage, truly engage with the show. So let's get into it. Let's put up the official announcement from Team Canelo. And it's titled, "The King is Coming Home." That's strong right there. The King is coming home. I like it. I did watch the press conference. It was predominantly Spanish, which is expected as it took place in Guadalajara. Eddie Hearn was on hand, and, you know, he did what he was supposed to do as much as he can do. Being, as you know, the press conference was in a all Spanish country, but they were received well. Mauricio Suleiman was on hand, and you know, they got a good reception. You know, Canelo is big business, but Canelo Alvarez is going to be defending his undisputed titles against John Ryder on May 6th in Mexico in what's being called his homecoming. I think they went as far as giving us the amount of days that it's been since Canelo last fought in Mexico, and I want to say it was like 4,000. I got to find that little, you know, number, but yeah, this was an interesting fight as I read other articles and watched interviews so that you don't have to, scour the internet. But that number is 4180. So 4,180 days since he last stepped through the ropes in Mexico when he stopped Kermit Cintron in Mexico City in 5 rounds to defend his WBO World Light Middleweight title. So it's been quite some time since the Mexican superstar made a return to his home country. Another fact I didn't even notice, this is his 63rd fight. Jesus. He's getting up there, man. He's trying to creep up on Julio Cesar Chavez. So watching the press conference and, seeing the face-off, Ryder, it's bigger. Canelo is not a big guy at all. It seems like everyone is always taller than him. But obviously he's proved over and over that height doesn't really matter, except in the case of Dmitry Bivol. But he is 32 years old now, and definitely on the back half of his career because of those, 62 fights, and he's been in tough, Canelo has. So you just never know. It is a homecoming. He is meant to win, but Ryder is no slouch, man. John Ryder coming off the biggest win of his career. And, some would argue that he also beat Callum Smith. I know Eddie Reynoso took to social media when that fight was happening live and suggested that Canelo should fight Ryder back then because of the performance. So a lot of people calling this Canelo's Euro tour once again. But, obviously he had to face Dmitry Bivol. And not had to, but he definitely chose to. And no one had a problem then, right, when he lost. So the other important information about this is the fact that Canelo's taken a massive pay cut to do this fight in his home country. And I respect that. And, I just want to say that. That's huge, man, because that's exactly what I was asking Tank and Ryan to do. Not verbatim, not take a pay cut, but put it in the city, in a state, in a location where more of your fans can go and see you and enjoy you. The people that help you become you, And that's what Canelo's doing. He's going back home. He's going to fight in front of 50,000 fans in Mexico. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it, and rightfully so. I know, obviously, that's me taking some moral ground, and what do we know we would do if we were in his position? Sometimes money makes you more greedy, but you also have to assume when you got that much money, not making 30 million and instead making 15 million ain't that big a deal to you at this level. And that's why it's cool, because it's like, taking that pay cut just to cater to your fans it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome. It's not the opponent that everybody wants, but like I said, Ryder, he's definitely the mandatory challenger. So it's not like he's getting any favors here, but There is the argument that Canelo fights all his mandatories except Jamal Charlo, who he chose to take franchise WBC instead of fighting Charlo, but used that franchise status to move up in weight and challenge Sergey Kovalev. But yeah, John Ryder is the mandatory. He did pay his dues, so to speak, and most people other than Devin Haney and Charlo get their mandatory shot. You don't normally swerve your mandatory, but Ryder is that. He is a mandatory. He's coming off of good wins of Daniel Jacobs, who we would love Berlanga to fight in New York in Madison Square Garden. He beat Daniel Jacobs and he beat Zach Parker, who Demetrius Andre was supposed to fight, who Demetrius Andre was moving up in weight to challenge in a fight, and people were okay with it. Andre was essentially, I can say, not taking the fight with Johnny Beck to instead move up and fight a Zach Parker, who he believed if he beat Zach Parker, it would position him to be Canelo's mandatory, which is exactly what John Ryder did, because this opportunity opened up for Ryder once Demetrius Andrade pulled out of the fight with Zach Parker, because the purse bid was like $300,000 or something like that, so he wasn't going to make the money that he thought. So he didn't take the position that he could have had, that ultimately John Ryder went on to, stop Zach Parker. He literally retired on his stool and didn't come out. So, Andrade could have been here in theory. I will be fair and say that. He could have been here in theory. There is no telling whether Canelo would have faced Andrade or avoided Andrade altogether, as there is an argument for Canelo not fighting Demetrius, and he's now gone as far as saying he'll never fight him and called him a horrible fighter at a press conference a few years ago. So, yeah, maybe Andrade wouldn't have gotten the shot anyway, but at least then he would have been the first guy in history to be, literally avoided by Canelo twice. Like, there would be no argument there. Sometimes you got to call their bluff and see, are they actually going to vacate the title? According to Canelo, he wouldn't vacate a title, and that was the doing of Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy when he vacated that IBF. So we shall see. That being said, the second part that I want to bring up is obviously the buzz. Do you feel it? It's 10 days out, I believe, right? Yeah. Right? No. Yes, 10 days out. We're on the 15th, so the 25th. So we're 10 days out. Are you feeling the buzz for David Benavidez and Caleb Plant? Have you pre-ordered the pay-per-view? Maybe that's a good question. That's a good question. We haven't done a poll question yet. But maybe that's a good one. Have you pre-ordered the pay-per-view? And are you excited? Are you excited? So I think we should go with that. With something with Benavidez Plant versus Canelo Ryder, because I know a lot of people don't really care about Canelo Ryder, and Canelo knows that. But this is a mandatory, so it is what it is. It has to happen. It's not like it can't happen. He's got to keep those undisputed titles, because I'm sure he's gonna want to do try to use those undisputed titles to get Bivol to come down in weight to avenge that loss, which I don't think you can avenge a loss by bringing a guy down. Like, Bivol's been at 75 his whole career that I know of. So if you beat him at 68, it doesn't really say much, in my opinion. then you're also saying you can't beat him at 75, his natural weight, and we're back in the whole Tank situation. So, you know, I'm gonna keep this poll question simple and ask the question on the title. Do you feel a lack of buzz for Benavidez versus Plant? And keep it simple to yes and no. Or should I throw that third option of more buzz? Well, we'll see what fits, right? But we got to paraphrase something like, um, it's not fight week, it'll pick up during fight week. And is that acceptable as an answer, right? Like, shouldn't we be feeling the buzz before the 5 days before the fight? I think I want my fight buzzing and on people's minds way before 5 days. Yeah, I think I'm gonna avoid a third option because it just leaves room. It's either yes or no. You're either feeling the buzz or you're not. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, man, the phone lines are open if you want to call in. The number two call is obviously 1-425-569-5241. The number's above me. You can also use Discord to call in and talk some boxing. We're going out to C Dub, True Roll Tide. What's going on, brother?
Yo, how the audio?
Straight. Good morning.
Good morning, man. That's what's up. TBV salute. Shout out, smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. You know, it's a great morning. I was surprised that you didn't talk about Canelo yesterday. You know, they say you fanboy and gang banging and PBC Showtime all the time, and you made a show, but didn't talk about the presser. But here we are. You know, man, I feel the buzz. I just feel the buzz because I know this is the biggest fight that we have scheduled in the first quarter. So I feel the buzz. But Bob did tell us, man, he did warn us that since COVID, promo is going to be affected. They're going to shut down promo. It is acceptable because that's what they have to do. That's what they got to do to cut overhead, to cut costs. They are going to just ask this question again. Well, it'll probably be yes or no now, but I think that the answer be different the fight the week of.
But isn't that
So
sad for
I think
fights
that
to have buzz the week of? Like, I could have a planned vacation already. So,
I
now
mean,
I can't go because I wasn't made aware of what's going on.
yes, sir. Yeah, you were made aware of it on the press when they had the presser. So when they had the press conference and
But
they
I'm
got
a
the buzz and you
casual
heard
fan. I'm not.
Caleb Plant say Coke or don't show up,
But I'm a casual fan. I'm
overweight.
not a diehard. You know what I'm saying? We trying to reach those casuals that don't watch the press conferences like you and I. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah, but and that's gonna be and they taking the cram approach. That's the approach they taking to promo now. Is going to be the week of, and it's gonna be a lot in a week in a short span to try to trigger your brain to buy. Right then. So they taking that approach, the cram approach. But I gotta come at you, man. I hope you're gonna give me a little time here. Shout out Ness, man. Working hard every day, man. But we got to get you, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get you. The Canelo, man. This would have been Andrade. This would have been Canelo third time avoiding Andrade. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, but
we
so
know
you
he
want to
would not
talk
have
you
fought.
want to talk
We
about
know.
what we don't know
Here we
would
go.
have taken
Okay,
place?
okay. We could use history in this.
So you
We could,
want to
he has
assume
avoided
you
Andrade.
about to
So if he would have
change your
beat John
tone
Parker,
up.
we
You about to
okay.
change your tone up and get all
Here we
angry
go. Okay.
because you
I'm
want to
calm. I'm calm.
assume. Think
All right.
about it.
Okay.
You still saying Canelo would avoid Andre? He fought Bivol. Bivol ain't Bivol ain't that much
No,
more popular than Andre.
you're right, bro. You're right. But if Andrade would have beat Parker, we know he would not have fought
We
Andrade, man.
don't
We know
know.
that.
We don't
Okay.
know. We don't know.
Okay.
You wouldn't put
All
your
right.
kids' tuition on it.
Yes, I would have, man, because you believed the story that it was Golden Boy. But I knew when Canelo announced that he was going to be undisputed at 160, I knew he was lying because Andrade had a belt. I knew it. I could have gave you could have bet your money, your house then, and I would have got it. You could have bet your Corvette, your car that you and I would have been riding around in that bitch. But yeah, hey man, but yeah, man, you know, Canelo is great, man. But you know, I just hope everybody can appreciate and just get off PBC a little bit, man, because the zone is about to put this on pay-per-view, right? This is about to be what you think this is gonna do? 300,000 buys?
That's the bad part. It's on pay-per-view. This should not be on pay-per-view.
It's
I
on
don't know.
pay-per-view. So let's just
I
get
don't
with
even
the program,
understand that
everybody.
shit.
Let's
I
just
don't
get
even
with it, man.
understand that for real.
Just get with it. PBC ahead of the curve. They're not lying to you, telling you it's pancakes when it's served with shit on it. Either you buy it or not. Either you get with it or not, man. Canelo on pay-per-view against Ryder. So there's 300,000 pay-per-view buys.
300. I don't know that it does that. I don't know.
Damn.
I mean, maybe because there's a lot of Mexican Americans here that are gonna buy it because he's going back home. So I don't know, but it ain't work well for Andy.
Right. All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, Canelo back, let's get excited. Canelo Ryder pay-per-view, the zone. Let's get it, man. The zone pay-per-view is not dead, man. It's here to stay. You know. Let's get excited for the David. Let's ask it next week. I think they're gonna cram it. David Plant. I got David by stoppage. Shout out TBV. Smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself.
All right, C Dub. Thanks for calling in. Who else? Who else we got? Don't forget the number to call. 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion. We got Twitter Spaces. We have our Discord going and the landline if you want to call in to talk right here on TBV. So yeah, let me see. We got Alex in Florida. What up?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. You ain't even come see me. It's like, all right. I thought we
Man, you
was
on the West
cool, man. I
Coast,
thought
bro.
we
That's
was
too
cool,
far,
man.
dog. Yeah, it ain't like you reached out and say, "Yo, let's meet up." So, anyways,
That's your
man.
invite, bro. That's your invite.
But yeah, man. I think when you get the top fighters coming back, it's always good for boxing. Canelo also going to basically his hometown. That's very big for the fan base in Mexico. I think coming off of not two great performances, it's just what a doctor ordered for him. Go over there to Guadalajara, Jalisco, really get the people behind him. There's been for a lot of years, it seems that there is a section of Mexicans that don't support him, and I think doing something like this for the people, for the country, is going to be good for him and his fan base and for his brand. And I think it's cool. I think we need to do more of these type of big, have these fighters go to different places, reestablish or reestablish their hometown. Canelo hasn't fought there in 11 years. John Ryder is probably a great opponent for it. He's a dude that's going to come to fight until the bell rings, until the referee says enough. I mean, Canelo should be the heavy favorite. Um, I don't like it being on the zone pay-per-view. It has not enticed me to renew my subscription. It should be ending that week before the fight. It was the last time I renewed it. And I think it's 150, 160 for the year. Like I'll probably just go half on it with my stepdad for the pay-per-view. And then just call it what it is after that. So, I mean, I would wish that they just put it on a regular subscription for everyone that doesn't have to pay the extra for the pay-per-view. But I mean, like I said, Canelo, great that he's coming back. It just sucks when it comes to the business of boxing that we got to shed out money for basically a tune-up, even though it's a high-level tune-up for a dude with Canelo with his accomplishments, with everything he's done, with the type of opponents we've seen him pick before. This guy's never been champion. His best wins are off of, his last one was off of injury, and then the one before that was a close fight against Daniel Jacobs, who we believe is no longer on the world-class level. So yeah, man, that's my call. Shout out to you, man.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. Looks like I got Brandon Rhodes here, who is a guest. Brandon, how are you, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined here live with Brandon Rhodes, who is part of Overtime Boxing. And I believe you just struck a deal with DAZN, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, Brandon,
Yeah.
give me your background in this in boxing first and foremost, because I see from your Instagram, thank God the Instagram, that you do some boxing. It looks like you train out of the Gleason's gym at one point. Are you the CEO of Overtime Boxing?
No, I'll give you a little bit of background on myself and Overtime, and then how we got into boxing, just to clear everything up for you.
What's your position?
I'm the GM of OTX, Overtime Boxing. So I lead the boxing vertical within Overtime, which is a broader media company.
Okay.
Yeah, but my journey in boxing, personally, so I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So obviously, the home of Floyd. I grew up a huge fan of boxing, of course. For us, it was kind of like Christmas every time there was a big pay-per-view on, right? Whether it was Floyd, Roy Jones, Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, we would all get together as a family and watch boxing. My granddad himself was a Golden Gloves boxer back in the heyday in Michigan. He made to the Final Four in the tournament. So boxing was always part of me. It was always in my blood. But during the pandemic, I picked it up more so as a hobby and participating in the sport. And it just escalated from there. I was doing it for fitness once a week. Then I said I want to try sparring. About 6 months in, went sparring. I'm 31 now, so I was about 29 or so. So yeah, I did sparring. I got beat up in sparring, but it was fun. And then I said, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I got to do this. So then I started doing all the road work. I started going to Gleason's, going three times a week. Then I said I want to fight. I did my first fight last year in November, first amateur. And then this year I'm doing the Golden Gloves, or now called the Ring Masters in New York. So I'm in the Final Four now, and I got my next fight on the 25th. So I've been spending basically over the last 2 years probably 1,000 hours in the gym, just working out, talking to people, sparring young pros, and just understanding a little bit more about, what some of the things that we could do in the industry, watching the content, watching your podcast. And that's kind of where OTX, the original idea, started to germinate, right? It was like actually being in the gym, talking to people. So from our standpoint, just what OTX is, just to be clear to all the fans, I know you guys service the hardcore fan, right? Like what we're trying to do is discover the next up and coming young boxers, right? And, if you're a hardcore fan, you're already getting some knowledge about who these guys are, but we're going to give them a completely new stage to fight on. So we have 75 million fans and followers from Overtime. We'll find these fighters, we'll cover them from content perspective all throughout the year. So you're really able to follow their process, their journey, their training, inside the ring, outside the ring, learning about their personality. And then in August,
when you say their content, can you just be a little more clear there? What exactly that covers and entails?
Yeah. So let me take a step back for the fans. So Overtime basically was started 6 years ago with the goal of capturing the Gen Z sports audience. Right. I think it's well documented that, people have been cutting the cord from a cable perspective, watching less live sports if you're younger, because you're consuming a lot of content through social media, right? Like everyone knows that, you're part of that trend. So 6 years ago, our founder started this company and said, we're going to create content on the internet, on Instagram, then obviously TikTok popped up, YouTube popped up to be a big platform for us. And we started finding these athletes like Zion Williamson in basketball, Trevor Lawrence in football, Trae Young in basketball. There's a lot of examples but really basketball, football are two main areas. So over the years, we were able to grow a huge audience on social, basically by going out and covering these athletes before anyone else heard of them or before they were mainstream. And the content that we create is, obviously there's a lot of highlights of their games and showcasing what they do on the court. But then the bigger thing was creating content that literally was just about who they are as a person, right? And we would then create sometimes a YouTube series that would actually document their entire season. So 10-minute episodes. Of course, the game was a part of that, but it was more so, okay, what's your routine? What are you doing with your teammates? Where are you going to eat? So really just like understanding the person behind the athlete. And we all know as fans, obviously you pick an athlete that you like based on their style or based on how they play, but it's also just as much about their personal story and their journey. And that's when you really follow somebody, right? So in boxing, I just felt like what we were delivering in basketball and football wasn't there. If you become the level of a Canelo or Benavidez or Plant, let's take that fight right now, you get the all access treatment. But you don't get that when you're 18, 19, 20, and you're not exposed to the broader audience. So we felt just from a content perspective, we could bring something different and unique and really kind of shed a light on these boxers who are working so hard and doing amazing things. And then we could also give them a new stage to fight on. So with Overtime, I know you guys were looking into us. Once we built this big audience, 70 million plus followers on social, we wanted to build our own leagues that we could own. So in basketball, we built a league called Overtime Elite, which is essentially 16 to 18-year-old basketball players that we host in Atlanta. We have a 100,000 square foot arena where they get educated through school. They have basketball development resources. They can choose two options. They can get a salary of $100,000 minimum, or they can get a scholarship, and then they can go to college after our program. But basically, they're able to play basketball and develop at a much faster rate because of the resources we provide. So we have 3 teams there in Atlanta. We have 3 teams outside of Atlanta, but they all play in this league. And then we have major sponsors behind it, like Gatorade, State Farm, Topps Trading Cards, and the nature like that. And then in football, we have OT7, which is a 7-on-7 circuit in the summer. We're doing 5 events this year. So boxing is just the next iteration. And because we have the arena in Atlanta, which is kind of situated like a 1,500 seats, it has LEDs everywhere. It has the same lighting as the Barclays Center. So it's really set up perfectly for boxing. If we put the ring in the center, it's very intimate, like a club show, but it's going to be lit up and look amazing, just like it would in an arena. So that's why we think it's a great stage for fighting. We're going to do 4 shows in August, Friday night fights. We partner with DAZN, as you mentioned, so they're producing it and doing the live stream. But our content is going to go across the internet to our 70 million plus fans, plus obviously more than that, people who just find it via the highlights or via the storytelling.
And who's doing the matchmaking selection? Like, who finds the talent?
Yeah, I'm actually meeting with some of the matchmakers today. So I have a good relationship with some advisors, people. So Split T is a management company that I've been working with a bit. They have a large roster of kind of this cohort. So we're really focused on, think of like the 18 to 25-year-old fighter. Obviously, if you're, let's say, a Keyshawn Davis or, a Tiger Johnson, you're coming out of the Olympics and you're getting signed to Top Rank, right? That's a great route. But not everybody has that route in boxing. And we know that it's a tough journey, especially, if you have to go to the DR or go to Mexico, build your record and pay for that. What we're trying to do is say, okay, you're talented, you have a great story, you have a great personality. Come do a fight with us at Overtime, build up your clout, build up your following, build up your NIL value, maybe get some sponsorship out of it, and also get exposure on DAZN here. And then if Top Rank or Golden Boy or Matchroom or whoever wants to come sign you after that, that's great. But there's a large crop of those fighters.
Let me interrupt. So when you say come fight at Overtime, is there a contract or is this a one-time fight? You're doing one-offs with these guys? Because then how do you guys sustain if you're building someone and they're leaving?
Yeah, we're doing a one fight deal for this year. It's 4 events and it's on DAZN. And the way that we're going to do that is obviously for us, one, it's building a platform, right? So we plan on building up millions of followers through this platform and dedicated social channels. And we are also going out to sponsors. So C4, the energy drink, has already signed on for 2 years with us. It's a great deal. And we have a lot of interest from brands in the market. So we look at this as a long-term building of intellectual property that sponsors, fighters, media is going to get behind. So for us, it's not about trying to keep the fighter for 5 fights and option them. Right now, it's about getting off the ground, giving them an amazing experience, wanting more fighters to come back. So then when we come back in 2024 and go much bigger, it's a more sustained year-long process.
So is it safe to say that this first show will feature some split T fighters?
Yeah, we'll have a few from Split T, but I'm open with everybody. So, that's been my message in the press and when I talk to people is that we're trying to be additive to boxing, right? Like I'm not coming in competing with any of the existing promoters. I'm just giving a new opportunity for young fighters. So if you're a promoted fighter and your promoter allows you, come on, let's go. If you're a good fit. If you're not promoted, if you're not managed, but you're the right fit, I'm also open. So we're completely open across the board, and we're excited to work with anyone who's a great fit for us. Basically, anyone, even from debut level, 4 rounders, all the way up to 8, and maybe in some cases 10 rounders. And for those 8 and 10 rounders, we want to have competitive matchmaking. So, you're ready to kind of take that next step and up in competition. And then once you come out of this, you're looked at in a different light. But for the debuts, 4 or 6 rounders, even just people with great amateur pedigree, have won national championships, been to the Olympic trials, have demonstrated they want to be on camera, they want to build a profile. That's super important for us. Yeah, but we really want to breed future world champions or give future world champions a stage to fight on.
No, I think it's an amazing idea. I love what you guys are doing. How many fights on the fight card per show?
It'll be about 5 to 6 on the televised show. So that we're ironing out those details. Like I said, I'm meeting with the matchmakers today to kind of start building out the cards. We may have a couple undercards as well, but we'll determine that very soon. We're already working with DAZN. They're doing a site visit this week, so we're excited to start ironing all that stuff out.
Wait, I'm confused because when I asked how many fights on the fight card and you said 6, I'm thinking main event plus 5 undercards. But then you said we're also working on the undercard. So are you saying 2 different things there?
No, not to confuse. So I mean that we'll have 5 or 6 televised fights. And under that, we may have a couple, especially, featuring local fighters, let's say, that kind of get the people in the arena, give an opportunity for the local guys to get on, right? Guys who aren't necessarily ready for that television slot, maybe they're debuting as well. So that's what I meant by differentiating that. So we'll have a main, a co-main, which is probably 3 or 4 features that are on TV, on DAZN, and then maybe a couple more that are not on TV, but are just there for the crowd.
Got it. Now, you guys being a content-based company, will these guys that are on the non-televised portion get some sort of highlight package, something that they can promote, that you guys will promote on Overtime Boxing?
Absolutely. Yeah, everyone that works with us is going to come out with something, right? Like there's guys out there and girls, by the way, it's men's and women's. There's people out there that already have a great following, right? 100,000, 200,000 followers. And that's great because they're going to attract people in and we're going to help amplify that. But there's also people who basically have that amateur pedigree, but only have 1,000 followers. And I'm confident that when they come work with us, we'll grow that exponentially for them, triple, quadruple, times 5, they're following easily. And we'll give them a bunch of resources in terms of highlight packages, photos, videos from the event that they can post that we'll tag them in. So they're going to get a lot from us. And also inclusive of that is opportunities to be sponsored because C4 in their deal, basically they have a program where they're going to pick one fighter from each night that's going to be a brand ambassador, but we're also doing branded content in a training series. So there's going to be different opportunities for them to get paid from, the name, image, and likeness portion. And then we're also thinking of some different creative ways of giving bonuses. So obviously the easy one is fight of the night, but we're thinking of some other creative opportunities just to kind of, make it a show, make sure that they can also come out with some extra money.
And these bonuses will come from the sponsorships.
Some from sponsorship and some just from our budget.
That's pretty good. Golden Boy used to incentivize like that for knockout of the night or performance of the night, and guys would get 25, 50 extra $1,000 for those performances. Is there a budget per fight?
Yes, well, I mean, we have an overarching budget, to make this happen. Obviously, we have a great partnership with DAZN. We have great sponsors already. So yeah, we're well capitalized to do this. And if you kind of just look at our background, we have incredible investors from the venture community that have backed us. So Liberty Media, they own Formula One. They helped build that Drive to Survive program on Netflix. So they're our lead investor from our last round, and that's who's really driving us to get into this, let's say, intellectual property space. So our basketball league, our football league, now our boxing vertical.
As the GM, are you kind of finding the talent and structuring the contract? Like, I'm just trying to figure out who's going to eventually say how much the fighter gets paid. Because I feel like that's been the biggest mistake in boxing. We see companies come in. I mean, Jay-Z's coming into the sport. 50 Cent's coming into the sport. And some people overpay, and then they pack up their bags next year because it's like, what could you do? You can't sustain these high purses.
Yeah, we're coming in with a sustainable model. So ultimately, for me, I'm the GM, so the buck stops here. I'm the one who determines the budget, the profit, and the loss. But we've done a lot of homework. We're working with great advisors, and I believe our purses are, appropriate. They're on market, in some cases, maybe a little above market, but that's really because I believe these young fighters deserve opportunity, right? Like, we know how hard they work. I'm in the gym with them personally, and I know that many of them have to work 2 or sometimes 3 jobs in addition to trying to be a pro fighter. So we want them to get paid, but we're also, like I said, we're approaching it from a grassroots level. We're not coming in trying to get, Bud Crawford to fight on our cards, or, Canelo versus Bivol 2 on our cards, right? This is young, up-and-coming prospects who want to get to that next stage. So I think it's a very sustainable model. It's additive to the sport. It's giving a stage with somebody who's going to fight in a club show or in a local gym. Now you're fighting in an arena under the bright lights on DAZN, something that you wouldn't get to do unless you were, an Olympian that was signed to one of these major promotions right off the bat.
No, and that's why I'm just trying to figure out who's in charge of that, because they need to know. Normally, the manager's paying for those fights, or the promoter. In some cases, the fighter doesn't have a promoter, so he's excuse me. So sometimes the manager doesn't have a promoter, and the manager has to go and take, like you said, these guys to Mexico, or these guys to the Dominican Republic, Colombia, wherever the case may be. So I just don't want anyone overpaying, because this is a fantastic opportunity for, like you said, guys that would otherwise not be seen, be fighting on club shows, manager paying out of pocket just to get them some fights. Now you get some competitive fights, you get exposure, and you're actually being paid,
Right. That's exactly right. So again, for us, I don't think of it as overpaying, because, again, we're being conservative. We studied the market. We've talked to a lot of people. We don't come into anything haphazardly. We've been planning this for 2 years, and we plan on being in it for the long haul. But I think my idea, our thought is that we are flipping the model on its head a little bit, right? So that's why every manager is so interested in this. This is why fighters are so interested in this, is because you get 2 things that you don't get often, right? You get a sustainable, purse. You get opportunity to earn on top of that, which we want to provide and empower those athletes to do. And then you get discovery and content, which you guys know is so important. That's what you guys do, right? You bring on fighters, you expose them, you let them tell their story. You talk about the entire process of boxing. And for our fans who are really interested in boxing, Gen Z has said boxing is their number 4 favorite sport, which, that's impressive. And our audience agreed. It was football, basketball, soccer, and then boxing. But if you're a casual fan, you need to learn about the fighter to be intrigued, right? And football or basketball, if you're Zion Williamson, let's say, everybody knew him in high school. He went to Duke. Then he's exposed to then everybody already knows him. But in boxing, that doesn't really exist today. So that's what we're trying to create, is that by the time, you get to that world champion status, everybody already knows your journey. Everybody already knows your story. So you're already, appealing to a much wider audience.
For sure. So I got my co-host Michael Gross. He's actually played basketball, and I'm one of those guys. If you follow the show like you say you have, I don't watch anything but this.
I know.
But I got Mike on so that he can ask you some other questions, obviously, and broaden the interview.
In basketball, like right now, you guys have like 2 top 10 NBA draft picks. Do you guys expect the overtime boxers to be world champions, world title contenders, or is this just like to build a online social media profile and just raise it higher?
What's up, Michael? No, the hope is that eventually they'll be world champions. But these are younger guys, right? They're in the prospect stage. So we'll do our best to identify the talent and help give them opportunities to fight competitively so that hopefully one day they can become a world champion. But, ultimately that's going to be on them, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help build their profile. I'm going to try to identify people that have that pedigree to be a world champion, that work hard, that stay in the gym. And then, hopefully we're looking back 5 years from now and we could say, there's been 100 fighters that have come through overtime that have become world champion. I mean, 100's a big numbers, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's hopefully becomes a breeding ground where we can look back and we can just kind of look at that roster of names and say, wow, a lot of world champions came through overtime boxing.
And can you explain to the people like the amount of content like you guys put out on like a daily basis? Guys, I follow like the basketball page and you guys put out content like non-stop. And those kids like have a camera pretty much in their face from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, the audience is hungry for content. There's no question about that. We have about 75 million fans across all our accounts on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We're on every platform. We have specific accounts for different brands. So right now I'm wearing City Reapers OTE. That's one of our OTE teams. Like it has its own social account, right? So on each social account, you're probably posting around 10 times a day. In December, we broke our record. We did 3 billion video views in that month. So we're hovering around 3 billion video views a month, just to give you a hint of scale. And then in boxing, we're going to start with Instagram, TikTok, and probably YouTube. And, we'll be in a similar cadence. We'll probably post around 10 times a day per platform.
Pretty like pick like out the boxers who are going to be like joining overtime. Will it be amateurs? Will it be people who are already established? Will it be like younger people, or will it just be like
Mike? So he said 18 to 25, and he's willing to deal with debuters.
No, not from signing with us. But what I will say though is, we're going to do content around boxing as a whole. It's not just fighters that are fighting on with our card. Obviously, we'll have a focus on them, but that doesn't stop me from, covering the Tank Ryan fight. That doesn't stop me from finding, a phenom amateur like King Jr. and going and doing a content with him in his gym, right? So that's our thought process. We'll do content all across the spectrum of boxing. But then the fighters that we sign, we'll have a focus point on them and making sure that we can build fandom for them.
Not my last one. Well, last one for like right now. Why did overtime choose boxing? I mean, we seen Triller coming in boxing. They came and went. We see Bill King Prime had a one-off with Terrence Crawford. They kind of came and went. Why did Overtime Elite, seeing those companies kind of have failure in the past? Why would you guys say, you know what? We think we can improve on what they messed up.
Yeah, for us, I think first and foremost, I was telling my personal journey is that, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in the boxing gym over the last couple of years, and just seeing that there was a big opportunity to bring what we had brought to basketball and football to boxing. Like, I feel like you guys do an incredible job of serving the hardcore fan and giving them what they want to hear and hearing about the business of boxing and what fights are going to happen. But from a video content perspective for what we do and go and tell those stories, I just felt like there was a major, major gap. Like, I even saw tweets from world champions like Shakur Stevenson saying, I wish the world knew my story, right? And that's a broader audience, and you need to get casual fans interested. And so once I saw that, I thought there was a gap from a content perspective. Then number two, our audience and Gen Z and young millennials were saying that boxing was the number 4 favorite sport for them. You could go look on the Harris poll, and there's a lot of things contributing to that increased interest, but it's there. And then number three, I was kind of explaining the business model side of it. We felt after digging in and talking to people in the industry that there was a sustainable model there. So I don't comment on other people's business model, but I would say that we are coming at this from a more grassroots approach, a more sustainable approach, and not trying to come in at the top level and compete with Top Rank, who's been doing this for years and years. Bob Arum has been in the business since Muhammad Ali, right? So why would I try to compete with them? Just like in basketball, where we're complementary. You come to Overtime Elite, and then you go to the NBA. So that's a much different approach than a lot of players who came in and went out quickly took to boxing. And I think it's going to work well because the young fighters are really interested in it, and it's a lot of value to them.
Now, did you by chance see the game theory with Bomani Jones?
Brandon, he asked, did you see the game theory with Bomani Jones?
I haven't seen it.
Just wanted to ask, was there like a fair depiction of what overtime is?
Oh, you'll have to send it to me. No, I haven't seen it.
So I got a few questions here from the people, Brandon. I got Ruin the 504 that says, what improvements can be made in boxing promotions?
I think from my perspective, look, I think, there's a lot of legacy. There's a lot of things that are done very well in boxing promotion. So I'm not going to come in and tell people who've been doing this what they should be doing or what they shouldn't be doing. But from my perspective, we're going to utilize social media aggressively to promote this. We're going to have a diverse group of fighters all across the US and maybe some international, and we're going to tell their stories. And I think, again, that's the number one thing that drives fandom, in my opinion, right? Especially with the younger audience. When we think about basketball, the trend is that you follow the player sometimes more than the team. So if LeBron goes from, the Cleveland to the Lakers, you might just be a Lakers fan now just because LeBron's there. So if we can build up the athletes and tell their stories, and you're a fan of that athlete or that fighter, then I'm confident that you'll start following what we're up to.
And you guys believe you can do that on social media? Like, this isn't going to be long form content. This is all short form content, correct?
To start, we're going to start with short form because that's the most sustainable, that's the most viral, that's the most repeatable. But as we get into this, we're definitely looking for long form opportunities. Like I said earlier, one of our bread and butters is creating YouTube series around following somebody throughout their whole season. So I'm trying for you guys. Jalen Green is a recent example. So we followed his team in high school all throughout the season and created a series around it. And then he went to the G League and then became the first pick in the NBA. So people still watch that. right? Especially when he gets drafted. They're like, oh, Jalen Green. They go on YouTube and then they watch Overtime series. I can give a lot of examples from basketball. I know you're not a basketball guy, but we've been covering Victor Wembanyama, the French phenom who's going to be the number 1 pick. We've been covering him since he was probably 15 in France. So that's kind of the journey, right? Is that, there's going to be some people who are hardcore and follow along the whole time. There's going to be some people who get a clip of just a knockout and then they're going to say, who is that? And then they're going to start following. There's going to be some people, they're going to become a world champion in Top Rank, and then they're going to look back at all that content and say, oh man, Overtime's been with this guy for a long time, telling their story. And just because they sign somewhere else, whether it's Matchroom, wherever, that doesn't mean that the camera turns off, right? Like we can still do content with them throughout that process.
Hopefully some of these promoters and managers definitely get involved, and then they want to cut. But man, I had that last phrase threw me off because it made me want to answer that part. But I had another question that I wanted to ask in terms of the structure for the fighters, and the growth of that when it comes to, I guess, picking main events and things like that. How is that going to work out? And also, this is all in one facility, right? Because this is kind of a bubble situation.
I'll go ahead.
The fighters there for the duration of the events, or is it like bring one group in for like 1 month, then bring somebody else in for like 1 week?
Yeah, like are they housed there, or do you send videographers to them 24 hours? How is the content being collected?
Yeah, good questions. So I'll start with the fight nights themselves. So 4 fight nights, all in the month of August. So it's a sort of a mini series in Atlanta in our arena. So for the fighters who are fighting on that Friday, they'll come in the week of. We'll have fight week activities. They'll fight on that Friday, and then they'll fly out. So each week we'll have a new crop of fighters coming in for those 4 fight nights. Now, leading up and post the fight, we have content people that will go to the gym and cover them. And there's basically 2 ways that we do that. One is that we have basically a network of filmers across the world that we can activate at any time at a low cost. We built this iPhone app that's able to get content quickly. So if we just want to say, okay, you're sparring today, or you're training today with your trainer, let's just go get some clips. You hitting the bag, you doing some mitt work, you talking a little bit to the camera and some fun stuff. We can do that very easy. Then the second way is the traditional way, right? Where we go send a crew and we go, film them with kind of pro cams and get a much deeper, richer content experience with them. But that's how and you asked how we post so often. That's one of the reasons we're able to post so often, is because we can go to a gym anywhere in the world and get clips very quickly. And we have a library of content of probably at this point 1 million clips in our content management system. So you can literally go into there and you can Google, well, that's not Google, but you can just type in Zion Williamson and you'll see all the clips that we've ever captured of him, all tagged, and we can post those online quickly. So it'll be the same thing in boxing, where we could have a fighter, we can just go to, and if they're, promoter or manager, for instance, lets us go to the other fights and capture content, because again, most of these are club shows or gym shows. We can even get content from those fights and start posting those highlights, right? They get a highlight knockout that goes up on Overtime Boxing. Now people are like, oh man, who was that?
Will you open it up where people can send you footage and say, hey, is this submittable to Overtime? This is my guy. He's 18 and 25. He got a knockout in Mexico City. Can you use this clip? Like, is that something that you guys would accept?
Of course. Yeah. We get hit up all the time, every day. Everyone sends us clips and they DM us. We respond to pretty much every DM. That's what makes us different. We respond to every comment. We show a lot of love to the family, to the fans. So if somebody submits a clip, it's not always going to get posted, but we definitely will look at it and give it an opportunity. And by the way, like, I've already been getting a lot of DMs from fighters, managers, promoters, everyone saying, oh, I want to be a part of Overtime Boxing. So, it's a little overwhelming at first when we had the press on ESPN with Hoppinger, but we're sorting through all of that. So, I have a whole list of fighters that have reached out. We're considering that and putting it through the process and seeing who we're going to put on. But even if you're not fighting on Overtime, even if you're an amateur, submit the clips, hit us up in the comments, hit us up in the DM, and then we'll respond to you.
What is that process? And I know you probably can't give us everything, but what are you looking for? Because it's so vague. 18 to 25 will do pro debuters, but there's so many boxers out here. Like in the middleweight division, there's 1,500 alone. Every division has about 1,000 until you get to the lower weight. So it's like there's thousands of kids and men starving for opportunities. So like, how do you weed through all that? What is it that you and Overtime are looking for, and how can these potential, fighters appeal to you?
Yeah, so it's a good question. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're doing this, right? Is to give that wide group a different opportunity or more options. It's not going to be easy, but what I could say is obviously there's the age bracket I mentioned. I'm looking for a diversity. So I want Black fighters, I want white fighters, I want Hispanic. I think, amateur pedigree is very important, right? Have you demonstrated excellence in the amateurs? Have you won a national championship or multiple national championships? Have you been in the Olympic trials? Have you won a Golden Gloves, right? So those are things that we're going to be looking at because there's not much tape on these guys, right? Or these women because they're young in their career. Obviously, we're watching what we can watch, right? So if I can go to a fight, if I can go on YouTube and see their clips, I think we're looking for a style that is, fan friendly, of course. So if you're aggressive, if you want to put on a show, I think all of our favorite fighters, when you look out throughout history, or at least my favorite fighters, are the ones who have a style, right? So you think of course, Muhammad Ali, you think of Roy Jones, you think of Sugar Ray. So people who are willing to, do a little something that is fan friendly, right? I think that's important. And personality, that's a huge element to this, right? Is do you want to be on camera? Some people don't want to, and that's okay. But if you don't want that, then Overtime's not for you because that's part of what we're doing here is putting you on camera. And are you going to talk the talk? Are you going to be the character that all of our favorite boxers are, right? Like all the biggest boxers in the history, and even right now, let's take Jake Paul. Like 50% of the people love him, 50% of the people want him to lose, but they all watch because that's part of it. Muhammad Ali had the same thing, or someone like Tank. He's amazing because he's going to go for that knockout, right? So Deontay Wilder. So there's certain attributes. Everyone's different. You might be a beautiful defensive boxer like a Floyd or a Sweet Pea, but you got to have some sort of style that is eye-catching, right? So I think that's an important element. I hope that narrows it down. I know that's still wide, but we're gonna do our best to pick fighters we think can be world champions in the future, but also ones that have a personality and want to be on camera.
I got a two-part question for you. So are we only looking at American fighters, or are we going to Russia?
Nah, Japan, he said international. He said international.
International. Okay, and will these salaries be the same as basketball salaries or different?
No. So to answer your first one, it'll be heavily U.S. focused, but we're open to international. From a payment standpoint, it's going to be settled like boxing. So it's a one-fight deal. You'll have a purse, and then you'll have bonus opportunities. But in basketball, we're signing people for a season for our league, for our basketball league, Overtime Elite. And in Overtime Elite, you can get a salary or you can get a scholarship. So you can choose your option. So it's a very different structure in boxing, of course. So it's a purse, but opportunity to get brand sponsorship and other things.
Now, is each purse the same for every boxer, or will it be different?
There's different levels of fighter, and there's different amounts of rounds they're fighting and different levels of competition. So if you're a main and co-main, you're going to have a higher purse because you're fighting 10 or 8 rounds. If you're a debut fighting 4 rounds or a middle fighting 6 rounds, you're going to get less. But it's still going to be competitive, or potentially a little bit more than you would get, right, if you're fighting in a club show, or if you're paying for the fight yourself, right? Like as we discussed, you're going to, I know a lot of people in my gym at Gleason's who, go to the DR and pay for their fight. That's not a bad thing. It's just a process that you have to go through. So we're trying to give that opportunity for them to come in and get paid for their first fights.
And these fights will be put on down in Atlanta, right?
That's right.
Have you guys the Atlanta Sports Commission about putting on these fights? And is the code okay, great, everything's a full steam ahead?
It's going to be above board, sanctioned, commissioned, obviously going through all those processes right now as we speak. But yeah, everything is above board.
And the only reason I ask that because KSI Misfits Boxing, they do like the influencer, and it's a big thing over there like right now with the whole is it sanctioned, is it not sanctioned? So I'm glad you guys are.
Yeah. So, we're pro boxing. We're going to be all sanctioned, all the right medical, all the right, referees, judges, everything within the rules of the commission. I respect what, they're doing from an innovation standpoint, bringing different audiences into the sport. I think it's healthy to bring new people, new eyeballs to the sport. But what we're trying to do is take pro boxers who are trying to make it to the world champion level and give them more audience and give them more influence, right? Versus the other way around, taking an influencer and bringing them into boxing.
Brandon, I hate to sound like I'm prying, but it's my job. Are you buying time on DAZN, or are they investing into this OTX boxing?
Yeah, we have a media rights deal with DAZN. They're investing into it. It's a great partnership. The ability to have a premium brand that does amazing production, that's synonymous with boxing, especially in the US. Overseas they have way more rights. In Italy they have tier 1 soccer, Germany, but in the US they're known for boxing. So we're excited to partner with them. It's going to be premium. And again, if you're fighting in the club show, you don't have an opportunity to be on DAZN. So I think that's really sexy for fighters. And for us, we combine the linear distribution, the broadcast, with the social distribution that goes wide to everyone. And that's also why brands are so excited to partner with us, because they get the best of both worlds, plus the in-arena. So it's a really cool proposition for fighters and for brands and for fans.
Let's say overtime is like successful, like, and you guys blow it out of the water. Do you guys see yourself becoming a promotional company, or just strictly staying with the content?
Yeah, we're technically, promoting these fights, right? Like we're the promoter, we're putting them on, we're organizing it. So the way I see it is that, we start with these 4, and number 1 to me for this series is making sure the fighters have an incredible experience. That's always number 1, right? That's what we've done from day 1 at Overtime. Every time we film with someone, every time they come to one of our events, they leave saying, wow, this was amazing. If we do that, we've done our job. Then number 2, obviously, is the fans, right? Making sure that it's dope to watch, that it's dope to attend, that it feels different. Like I want it to feel like a club-like environment. I want it to be lit. Like we're going to have celebrities, rappers, everybody in the building. It's going to have a lot of energy to it. And then next year, as we go forward and we have an amazing case study of these first 4, then we just go bigger and better. And, one of the things that I like to do is I like to, listen and learn, right? So as the fighters go through it for the first 4, and as the managers experience it, and as the promoters we work with experience it, we're going to get a lot of feedback. Some of it's going to be amazing feedback. Some of it's going to be constructive. And then we build and improve from there.
So I got to double back. So you guys are applying like Overtime X, it's called, right? So are you guys Overtime applying for a boxing promoter's license? Do you already have it? Because I just heard you in your last sentence say the managers and promoters we deal with. So does that also mean now that if you do deal with a Khalil Cole who's already with Matchroom, but he fits the age bracket, he fits the amount of fights, would you have to now co-promote with Matchroom because Overtime is a licensed promoter?
Yeah, we would, in that case, do a deal with Matchroom or whoever it is, Matchroom or Golden Boy, or, I think, fighters who aren't on with DAZN, it may be more difficult. Like if you're with ESPN, it might be difficult. But if you're on DAZN or you're unpromoted, or you're promoted by a smaller promoter, let's say, who doesn't have a TV deal, we'll just do a deal with that promoter.
Brandon, I think that you have created something special. I've heard you saying these 4 shows, and then we'll, think about next year, is it only 4 shows, and is it only happening in August for this year, the entire calendar year, only August?
Currently, we have 4 shows in August planned out for this year, but the content is going to go all year round. So it's not like we're going to be in and out of boxing. But I think what I would tell you is that in basketball, as an example, when I first started at Overtime, we did an event called the Takeover. It was like our version of a high school all-star weekend. We had all the best boys and girls come to the venue, and it just blew it out of the water. We did 100 million views in the first weekend. But we didn't say, oh, we're going to do 15 basketball events throughout the year. We said we're going to do one, and it's going to be amazing. And what happened from that? We got incredible feedback from the athletes. We got incredible feedback from the parents. And then we created OTE, a basketball league that exists all year round. And now we just did 2 seasons so far. So in boxing, it's similar. Let's do the 4 events. Let's make it amazing. Let's make it lit. Let's get everybody, seeing what we're up to. And then let's figure out what the bigger opportunity is down the line. Still, again, supporting the young fighters, still being additive to the sport. All the principles are the same. Sustainability in the sport, not overspending, to your point. But yes, of course, we're not going to just stop with 4 shows in August.
So your deal with DAZN, thus far is only for the 4 deals? Because I don't know, I'm just getting the vibes that, you're the boxing guy. You were 29, you started going to the gym, you fell in love with the sport, and then obviously you're good at what you do. You pitched it to your bosses, and they gave you a run. Like, it sounds like this is a run. You got a 4-show deal. And if you can make it work, they'll get behind you. Am I right here?
No, I mean, you're right in some ways, but I would say, for us, we don't come into anything lightly, right? I told you we've been working on this for 2 years. Of course, we did an incredible deal with DAZN. They're super passionate about working with us. You can see that in the quotes from Joe on press. We're looking at this as a long-term entry into the sport. So again, like I said, similar to basketball, similar to how we've done it in football, we don't come out and blast in and try to spend, $10 million on a single fight, right? We come in, we enter in a way that's a little unique, a little different, and then we grow from there. So it's not just, and from my career standpoint, if you look at my career, I've always done things for a number of years. And I don't just jump into anything that I think is a one-off. We want to do this for years to come. We want this to be a big thing going forward and a long-term success. And our investors and our board wouldn't greenlight something just to say, okay, you're going to do 4 fights. That's great. They're asking about what the sustainability is, what the long-term vision is. So of course, that's how we're approaching it. And I know, hey guys, you guys have asked amazing questions. I could probably take 1 or 2 more, but I got to, get back to work and meeting with the matchmakers later today to start ironing some of this stuff out. But if you guys have 1 or 2 more questions, I'm happy to answer.
I definitely have, Mike, you seem to have frozen so that you lose your opportunity. We got Brandon in Houston that says, have you had any discussions or communications with Carmel Moulton? He is the top amateur in the world, and what you are providing would be great for him to build his profile. Carmel is a superstar. He's 16. Have you ever met him? Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Have you ever met him, though?
I haven't met him yet personally, but I've been following him on social. I follow him right now. I know Floyd has done a great job of giving him a platform as well. I know he trains out of the Mayweather gym. So yeah, he's exactly the type of person that we would want to do content with. Of course, from a fighting perspective, he's an amateur. He's not, old enough to be in our bracket. And I think, I know he has a great relationship with Floyd, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to that route directly. But he's the exact type of person we would do content on, right? So when I see him, when I see like a King Jr. who's even younger on Instagram, when I see the Grandy twins, there's a lot of young fighters out there who have a great profile, who have just been doing their thing that we want to do content with.
Mike, I think you had one. Mike is froze. This the last one. Then, how do you plan on monetizing your content, and do you plan on selling your content to bigger promoters?
from day one. And right now it's twofold: media rights, of course, and that's with DAZN. Number two is sponsorship, advertising and sponsorship. So those are the two big line items. But as you grow the business, there's other opportunities. So in basketball, for instance, we have a Topps trading card deal. So that's licensing. Obviously you dream big, you think about video games, you think about other opportunities. But right now, essentially media rights, sponsorship, and also merchandise is a big business for Overtime as well.
Well, Brandon, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I know you're pressed for time, so I'll let you go. I do have people hitting me up like, yo, my son spars King Jr. if he need content. So let me know what you need and we'll get it to you. Please give out your social media if you want people to follow you. Also, I did DM you the footage that Mike, my co-host, was talking about. Mike, what was the name of that?
Game Theory with Money Jones comes on HBO.
Yeah, so I sent it to your DMs, but thank you for coming on and giving us an opportunity to talk to you and, inform our audience about everything that you're doing. Like I said, I only watch this sport, so I'm very happy that you're doing this. I wish you guys nothing but success, and I hope it blows up.
Thank you, my guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for giving us this platform. Again, I follow the show. I'm a big fan of what you guys do. You put on the fan, you educate them about the business, you kind of go deep on everything. So it's cool to be on the platform. If y'all are out there, you can follow me at Overtime Brandon. Feel free to DM me if you have footage or you have a fighter. And then also, we are building out our social channels still. We have Overtime Boxing on Instagram and TikTok. They're not live with content yet, but it's coming soon. So feel free to DM that account as well if you have any fighters or content that you want to send our way.
All right, Brandon,
Appreciate
man, thanks for coming on. There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Mike? How are you?
I'm good, man. I ain't gonna lie. Them two brothers that they got for the NBA, they're like top 10 draft picks. They were Overtime right now.
Yeah.
They cold. They really good. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see what they're doing.
I hope they are able to do something good here. I'm a little, I'm gonna be reserved because so far it looks like they're dealing with split T, and I hope that doesn't mean alliance. And I'm gonna put him at his word and say that it may mean exactly what he said, where they're just dealing with him, but they're open to deal with other people as well, because I wanted to remain open. He did say from the ages of 18 to 25, so just looking at Split T's resume, and I'll screen share this for those following along. Javier Zamaran, he's 2-0, 21, so he fits the bill. Devin Young, 4-0, 24 years old, he fits the bill. And I don't know if any of these guys are signed to a promoter, but I'm just looking at his roster.
Like that. 18 to 25. I would have wanted them to do like the same they do it in basketball, like 16 to.
Yeah, but they can't because they need to put you in a fight. It's 4 fights, so you're not a pro. We could promote you. We could promote you on the social media, but we can't do a show with you. You're not a pro. And even if we did a pro show with you, a pro am show, it ain't the same. It ain't hitting the same.
But like, what am I missing? Like Vito and all these guys turned pro at 16, 17, right? So what's the difference?
Nah. Remember, that depends on the state, and they got a facility in Atlanta, so they got to go under the Atlanta Commission rules. And whatever age Atlanta allows you to be pro, I'm pretty sure that's why they're going with 18. Man. Believe me, I got dudes that's 30-something that ain't got a shot. You know what I'm saying? That I'm ready to pass their number, but it's a certain age bracket. But it's definitely a good age bracket, man. Like, first of all, some of these managers, they better not take advantage, man. They better not fuck over their fighter from an opportunity, because I want you to remember, and I'm speaking specifically to the manager, homie, you pay for the fight. So, like, now you got somebody about to pay for your fighter's fight and help him move you. He about to help move your investment. So yeah, and it's only one fight. Like it's only 4 so far for this year. That was definitely disappointing. That's disappointing. I would have been. It would have looked better to stretch it out over the quarter, like one in August, one in fucking September, one in October, and one in November. Like stretch it out rather than 4 in 1 month and it's over for the year. But again, it does open us up, gives us more contest. Shout out to DAZN. You know, I had to hold back everything in me from asking that man, does he feel Al could do the same thing? Because you telling me this man who just, and no disrespect to Brandon, he got everything that he got because what he did with overtime and what they're doing with overtime. But from a boxing standpoint, if I'm DAZN, what meeting do I want to have? The meeting with Brandon or the meeting with Al that got 200 established fighters and needs a motherfucking home? The dude, he's obviously, Al is starving for dates. Like, I don't understand, but I hope that I live long enough to see boxing on one fucking channel. You know what I'm saying? One. Just one channel. You know what I mean? They got me bouncing all over the place.
I want everybody to know, like, if you do decide to go with overtime, they put out a lot of content. So that means boxers, basketball players, a camera will be in your face all day long. From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. So just be ready for that workload, because those guys put out content at a crazy pace.
So Mike, man, I don't know how long you was watching. Do you know what topics we discussing? So I get your opinion on them.
I started watching.
When you seen the guests?
I made a video about Buatsi leaving a matchroom. Then I said,
he officially left. He officially left.
Yeah. He's a boxer now. He's with Sky Sports Boxer. He's not with Eddie Hearn matchroom anymore. That's crazy. Eddie's losing a lot of fighters. Does he only care about Canelo and Joshua now?
What about, is he still with 258? Because I heard he was leaving them too.
That is what I don't know. I mean, why would you leave Joshua though? That's kind of dumb. Maybe start your own company. But Canelo versus Ryder official, May 6th pay-per-view. I mean, I'm not mad at the fight. I think everybody's like looks at John Ryder as this step over. But if you guys remember, John Ryder, some people, and I'm one included, thought he beat Callum Smith when he fought Callum Smith a year and a half back or a couple of years back. So I think John Ryder is a solid opponent. Do I expect him to beat Canelo? No. Do I expect him to come in and like be somewhat competitive? Yeah. And it's a good fight for Canelo. Homecoming fight, coming out off a tough loss to Bivol, so he got a Triple G fight. Now he's getting a Ryder fight. So hopefully after this Ryder fight, we can go right into the winner of Benavidez Plant for Canelo.
We only getting that fight. I don't want to see that fight, Benavidez Plant, unless it has a rehydration and a weight clause with a one-way rematch. If Canelo,
you don't care about that matters to you, huh?
No, that's what I'm saying. Now that nobody cares, I want Canelo to weight drain him and rehydrate him, plus not give him a rematch.
So let's get to it, man. I know I missed
the dude everybody calling the Mexican monster, the dude that everybody think can knock him out. That's the dude I need to weight drain, not allowed to rehydrate. Plus, I don't want Canelo to give him a rematch. Fuck that. If it's tight like Mayweather Castillo, we walking away. If it look anything like Maidana, we keeping it moving.
Give me your honest outlook on the Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis fight. Are you not having it because of the weight shit?
Not today. I ain't gonna do it. I don't want to be the one to ruin this episode with that, man. I got Canelo official for May 6th in Mexico. Yo, would you go to this with everything that's happening in Mexico? I know it's a different part. I was really hoping Danny or Mario could jump on, and neither of them dudes is around. But like this being in Mexico with everything I heard going on in Mexico, I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna go.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been thinking about it, and I was looking at it, man. Like, I really think Gervonta Davis is kind of being pussy.
You going back to that? You going back to that?
I'm going to it, man. Cause I ain't get to touch it. No one said yesterday.
Nah, bro, you lying.
Give me 30 seconds, man, please.
Oh,
And the reason
man.
I say that is Ryan Garcia,
Don't
the only
do it,
person he
Mike.
beat of note is Luke Campbell. And
Nah,
most
nah,
folks
nah.
don't think Luke Campbell is
Nah,
that
nah, nah. You
that
can't
good.
say only person to note, man. Don't pull me into this argument.
Fortuna too. I got
And
you.
you got to give him Fonseca because Tank fought Fonseca and Ryan did it
Fonseca
better.
too. You're right. And I'm looking at Mario Barrios, a bigger fighter that did not have a clause when he fought Davis. And most people would say that Barrios is more accomplished than Ryan Garcia. So if I'm looking at the from the outside looking in, why wouldn't you guys have the same confidence you had going against Barrios that you would have going against Ryan Garcia, who people think is an Instagram boxer, is a social media star, who walks in the ilk of Jake Paul? Like, why wouldn't you give Ryan Garcia the same leeway you gave Mario Barrios? Is Ryan Garcia more dangerous than Mario Barrios? Is he a better fighter than Mario Barrios? Or are you fearful that Ryan Garcia might be better than Mario Barrios and you have to bring him down to that 136 and put that 10-pound clause on him? What?
Mike, you freezing over there. After
I'm
you
freezing?
said 10-pound clause, we lost you.
Oh, man.
Nah, but I hear you now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like why it's good enough for Barrios, but it's not good enough for Ryan Garcia. That's the
I
biggest
think
thing.
this is the reason.
You was it someone on your team? What's the thought behind it?
He's a bigger fighter. He's a bigger fighter, and he's only growing. Why would I fight somebody that's already? You see how he was coming from like 170, 180. Why would I try to? Not have a rehydration clause in that, so he could go back up to 150, 160 around the time we fight? No, I'm not dumb.
So that's it, man. You know, he just feel that he's a bigger fighter. He was 170, 180. So yesterday's caller was right. I said 180, 190.
I ain't never seen Ryan 170, 180.
But I think this is not the press conference. This is the interview. I'm telling you, at the podium, when Ryan turns to him like, why you wagering? He's like, look at you, 180, 190. But yeah, man, I ain't really want to talk about it. Second half is the Benavidez plan. You think it's a lack of promotion?
Lack of promotion?
Lack of buzz is what I use. I ain't use promotion. Lack of buzz, though. We 10 days out. We 10 days out.
Not for me. That's the biggest fight on the schedule right now for me. Benavidez playing like.
And you feel the buzz.
Maybe I'm living in my own bubble, but like I see the videos, I see the media workouts. I watch the Showtime All Access, so I'm right there with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling like it doesn't have the buzz.
Okay.
Caleb Plant came out on social media and went at some female fan, and so I mean it got everything that you need. The dads going back and forth at each other. Caleb Plant said, "Nigga, my dad would beat your dad up." You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I mean, I feel it. I
don't know. People answered the poll, almost 600 votes. They said, do you feel a lack of buzz? A lack of buzz for Benavidez versus Plant. 59% say yes, 41% say no. If you want to vote, come on over.
Or no buzz.
Huh? A lack of
lack
buzz.
Of buzz
lack
no
of buzz. Lack of buzz. A lack. Because there is like you said, you got content, but is it buzzing? Like, I feel like Tank shit took over.
That's what it is, though, Ness. Like, you got Tank, Ryan Garcia, two bigger stars than what David and Plant is. So the social media aspect is going to be bigger for them. But the real boxing fans know the fight with Plant and Benavidez is way better than Ryan Garcia and Javante.
Yo, you know what was funny about that clip? I hate to go back, but he said he growing. Like, damn, how much he gonna grow in this fight build up? Like, he called him a growing boy. Like, he's still about to be, Yo, that shit was hilarious. Let me get to these callers, man. I got my man Sean in the building.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As far as the Canelo fight, I think it's a decent fight for Canelo. He's fighting John Ryder, coming off 2 big wins. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think if you ain't Mexican, you shouldn't go to that fight. I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen. I don't know. Canelo talked to the cartels. I hope he checked in. I hope he's checking in. I hope he paid them all off. Gave the leaders front row seats. I hope he paid them off. Everybody checked in because I don't know. It's feel a little iffy.
What? What
But
you mean? What you mean?
I just hope he paid. I just hope he checked in with the cartel. There's like 4 different cartels. I hope he checked in with all of them. I'm gonna be real.
But what are you insinuating? What are you insinuating? That there's gonna be some sort of problems at the fight, that the fight won't go on?
There are gonna be plenty of problems at that. They already kidnapped his brother.
But
so
that was in the past?
That was no. Wait, no. They kidnapped his brother when he got the DAZN deal, the biggest deal in sports. What was it, 200 million? That's when that was the same time they kidnapped his brother. Now he's about to go there. He better check in. I'm telling you, he better check in with every single cartel out there. But did you hear what Canelo's speech was about his?
So you ain't going, is what you're saying. You wouldn't go to Mexico to watch this fight.
I'm saying if you ain't Mexican, if you don't look Mexican, you should not go. I'm gonna be real.
What?
Because I'm telling you right now, Mexican Americans ain't going.
Are you saying that because of what happened in the media, or are you just saying that because of the cartels in Mexico? Because I'm lost.
Yeah, right now it's a bad place over there from what my parents tell me.
Oh, shit. So you're Mexican?
Yeah.
The Mexican president just came out and said Mexico is safer than the U.S.
Yeah, he did, man. And listen, we got some crazy states out here, man.
Okay.
Damn right.
But did you see Canelo's speech about his hand surgery?
He said he already sparred yesterday, though. It don't matter.
Yeah, but he gave that ice cold speech to the whole division, saying, "My hands recovered. I'm gonna take care of business," and he's ready to pick off where he left off. So I feel like he's trying to send a message to the division that he ain't getting old.
Division?
The 168.
Oh man. I mean, I guess. I hope. I mean, we got Plant and Benavidez.
Because people think he's getting old. People think he's getting old. We don't know if he's getting old.
Sean. He is old. He's 32 and he's about to have his 63rd fight. You know how many rounds of sparring that's been? How many miles run on the concrete? His knees. Bro, you crazy, bro? You can't do that shit at this level. Canelo's level. Canelo's level.
Canelo has said that he doesn't run. He doesn't do running exercises ever since the Canelo vs. Triple G fight because of his knee.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why he gassed out in the motherfucking fight with Bivol.
He said he doesn't do any running.
He better start running.
He said
ain't no way you're going to be in the ring with someone with high output and not be no runner. It's going to be Dunsky for you.
And this, man, real quick, man. When that man said they kidnapped his brother, and you said that was 2 years ago, like, that don't make it okay because it was a long time ago, bro.
Right. We moved on from that, though. Like,
we moved on.
He handled that. They ironed that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And he got the G pass again. I mean,
you got any brothers?
I do. I got a brother.
If somebody kidnapped your brother, and 2 years later, it's all good.
I mean, I'm going to be like, yo, he back now. We got him. Nah, I'm just saying, you know, he got the money. They gonna have the official detail, you know, security detail to make sure everything gravy, man. That's how I look at it. They better. I'm nervous. I ain't gonna front. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. They want me to go out there, and I'm like, man, I'm like, yo, after I seen that shit on the news with the Americans, I'm like, hold up.
But the cartel caught those guys, tied them to a truck, and had a big sign on there that said,
Nah,
"Hey,
nah, nah.
we
They ain't
we
catch him.
apologize."
They ain't catch him. They just gave some dudes up to get the heat off their ass. That don't mean they caught nobody. They gave them motherfucker cartel. They gave them up. Like, look, now we got America on us. They fucking up money. Yo, all you motherfuckers go turn in. They probably ain't had nothing to do with it. It could have been 7 farm workers out there. They forced. They probably was giving 20,000 each. Talking about you turning in, you gonna act like us, but your family got 20,000. And that's that. It's either take the what they say in the other show on Netflix, Plato Plomo, baby. You either gonna take this money or take this lead. Man, that shit's serious out there. I don't know. That's why I wanted Danny on, because we talked about it off air, and he's like, no, it's safe. It's a completely different city. This is a more populated city. So I wanted to get that conversation going for my Mexicans in the chat to also let me know, because, bro, I'm like, I ain't trying to lose my life. And that shit ain't what I'm not, I see trouble, I'm going the other way these days.
And it can't be that bad because the NFL and NBA have games down there too.
Look, Cesar Ramirez saying, bro, Jalisco is one of the safest, and he put it with a T, place in Mexico, did he say? Yeah, states of Mexico. One of the safest states of Mexico.
My man said he put it with a T.
Yeah. Yo, I think I got a new caller. Hold up. Oh, wait. Who's this? No. This is Sway in Boston. What up? You going to Mexico? Who's going to Mexico? Yo,
hello?
Yeah, we hear you, Sway.
Yo. Okay. First things first, I don't feel that buzz for this Benavidez and Caleb plant fight. It's promoted like the all access, the press conference.
That's
and everything,
y'all fault.
That's a big rivalry, and it's not getting promoted like how intense that rivalry is.
I mean, what do you think is missing? What do you feel hasn't been said or hasn't been told?
The fact that, like, to me, it's just it doesn't come off as a rivalry, and it's one of the biggest rivalries in the sport currently. It doesn't come off.
I don't know. Every time I see David
Canelo.
Benavidez, he talking crazy, like he want to kill Plant.
That's true, but he was doing that before. But it's not like being televised as a rivalry. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, the buzz isn't like, look at these two guys hating each other and they're about to take winner takes all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come across to me like that.
Did you watch the press conference?
I did see the press conference.
Did you watch All Access?
I seen the short clip video that Showtime did. I didn't see the whole
That's
entire
your
All
fault,
Access.
then, man. You can't say you don't feel it if you ain't following the content they put out.
But if it's not reaching them, you can't blame them.
He said he seen the clips. It reached him. What
Right,
you mean?
but so that's why I'm saying it doesn't come across as the biggest rivalry at this time.
But you also not telling us. You also not telling us why and what else it needs. You're just saying it's not coming off as the biggest rivalry.
You make a point there. I don't want to say I don't know what else it needs. It just how can I say it? It just the rivalry aspect of it is not being like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not being like portrayed. David Benavidez does a good thing, and then Caleb Plant wants to be the good guy and keep it professional and all of that. They're both talking smack, yeah, but it's like, I don't want to say the promotion companies are not doing their part in that aspect of it. It's just, when I see it, it's just like, oh, the winner of this goes against Canelo. And that's like how it's coming across.
But that's what it is. That's what it is. The winner of this is supposed to get Canelo.
Right. The revenge tour for Caleb Plant. The Benavidez finally getting his shot. If he wins, he gets Canelo. But to me, it's like oh damn! I seen the.
Champ, that's your call. 3 minutos. But if you want to call in, you know the number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here. We got Twitter Spaces popping and Discord. If you want to talk, go ahead and request. What up, Mike?
Real quick, man. Like, I get nervous when I hear David Benavidez talk for two reasons. I get nervous because Caleb Plant might get hurt because it sounds like David really wants to put a hurting on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also get nervous because is David being too emotional going into this fight? Is he letting all that anger and all that animosity build him up and he really want to get a knockout, which he might make a mistake against Plant?
Mistake, yes, but I don't think that the emotions will get to him. But I mean, my man said he sparred 200 rounds. Like, he definitely, anxiety ain't gonna get to him. But you know, on the flip side, Caleb has been to the big fight with Canelo. Don't get no bigger than that. Not in this era. You know, Floyd is retired, so Plant has been there, and that's why he's smooth sailing. Plus, you don't need two villains. You got David being the villain in this one, so you know he's wasting a little more energy. I don't know. I think I like it. I just you know, they doing everything they supposed to do. So I'm not knocking them. Like, there is a lot of content they did put out on All Access. Like, I'm just asking the question for the audience. Do you feel a lack of buzz? And look, we got our first caller that does feel that way.
And Plant and Canelo leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it felt like Plant was just happy to be there. And the reason I say that is during the fight, I know you remember this, I'm a good fighter, right? I got pretty good skills, right?
Yeah, but where did you have the scorecards at that point?
Honestly, I cannot remember.
You ain't have Plant down at that point. There's no way you had Plant down.
Round 8?
Whenever he was winning that fight.
He was winning the fight?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But when he asked Canelo that, it just left a bad taste in my mouth because are we trying to win or are
That's
we trying
crazy,
to be
man. I can't believe that shit coming out your mouth as a basketball player. You kidding me? What you mean? You ain't never been on the court.
Ask a nigga on the court, am I good? Fuck out of here. Nigga,
Bruh,
you know I'm good.
Stop it. Stop making it seem like he was Tiafimo. He was the dude on the court cutting you up like, boom, hit you with the crossfoot. Yeah, I'm nice, ain't I? You ain't think I was this nice, huh? Fuck out of here. You know that's what he was saying.
Nah. He said, I'm pretty.
Oh, he trying to paint it. You trying to paint it on some Tiafimo shit. No, he wasn't Tio. Like,
he said that.
Do I still got it? No, he up there he up there with the best. No. Like in round 9, like, yeah, I'm pretty good for a white boy, huh? You ain't think that. You ain't think I had this shit. So Canelo had to kick it into next gear. He should have shut his fucking mouth and we would have, all us bettors would have made our money. He'd have made it to decision. But he triggered Canelo. He was coasting till then. I don't care what nobody say. You had to have had him up or the fucking shit was even. I'll give you Canelo up by 1 round, but I doubt that shit, man. What the fuck was Canelo doing until that man triggered his ass? He should have shut the fuck up and kept doing what he was doing. But I didn't interpret it that way at all. I interpret that shit like a motherfucker on the court. You know what I'm saying? Stuff your shit. Like, yeah, I thought you was about to dunk on me. What happened? All that shit you was talking. That's how he talking. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I never asked a nigga, am I good or not on the court? Bro, I ain't got to ask somebody that.
Man, he wasn't asking, man.
You know you're good.
He wasn't asking.
What you mean? He said right. I'm pretty good for 16-0, right? Whatever he said.
That shit is
18-0,
rhetorical.
All right, bro.
Pretty good, right? Like, come on, champ. Oh,
right,
man, I can't believe. I swear,
Yeah.
you about to make me take down his poll, start a new poll.
Yeah.
I can't believe you
As
think
soon
that.
as soon as he asked that, a couple rounds later, he get knocked out.
Because Canelo realized, oh, this motherfucker think it's sweet. Hold up, I wasn't even stepping on the gas yet, and then he took him next level. He took,
what it was?
He should have shut up.
You know what it was?
He should have shut up.
Canelo like, damn, this nigga a fan. Let me beat this fan ass right quick. Let me get him up out of here real quick. You want a high five?
That's crazy. I can't believe you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I had him. He was super competitive in that shit. I felt the same way he was asking Canelo. I'm like, damn. I was trolling. This motherfucker really about to get to the 12th round. That's how I felt. That motherfucker was doing it, man. Y'all hating, man. Planting. And then he went back and knocked out Darrell. Motherfuckers always talking about he ain't got no power. He done dropped Uztatigi twice. Other motherfuckers don't even drop Uztatigi. Man, Benavidez ain't stopped Darrell. Benavidez ain't stopped Darrell, the Mexican monster. Y'all keep sleeping on Plant. We gonna ride with Plant and Benavidez.
Yeardrum was beating up on Darrell. If it wasn't for a headbutt,
he ain't stop him.
And it don't matter. It's Yeardrum.
No, the statement is to stop him. Anybody can have a tight fight. Yo, Abreu, Boots beat the brakes off Abreu, and Conwell, the big puncher, he went 12. It don't matter, bruh. It don't matter. That shit don't matter. What matters is getting that stoppage. That's what we remember. That's why Wilder is memorable. That's why Tank is who he is. Stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Even Canelo.
If a dude have a tight fight with Abney Yeardrum, I'm sorry. Plant supposed to knock him out.
Bruh, some people can't get up for Abney Yeardrum.
A belt was on the line. What are you talking about? An interim belt was on the line for that fight.
You got me there. I ain't got no defense for that. He fucked up. He probably was fucked. He was not right. Big Boss Nino.
Yo, Ness, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, I'm gonna speak on Mike real quick. I'm definitely with Mike, dog. It's like shit. It's like, say, if you see the best hooper in your district or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he supposed to be the one going D1 to the big school and all that shit. When you get out there with him and you giving him work, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna be talking. You gonna be talking shit to this nigga, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be saying nothing friendly to this nigga. And then it's like, when you do ask him, be like, oh, yeah, I'm all right, right?
It was
and
rhetorical.
I know, but it's just like in basketball terms, though. It's imagine, like, if you ask a nigga that and then he give you 25 the second half. Like, that shit was over with. He asked him that. That nigga was getting his ass punched.
All right, but at halftime, I had 25. That's the point.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. He woke up that beast, though. Like you just said, that nigga got the yapping.
I agree.
That nigga got the yapping, and then that shit was over with. That's why I feel like it got a little bit of lack of buzz because Caleb already done got knocked out. So I feel like if they was both going in here, both undefeated, you know what I'm saying? Where
Stop.
I feel like I'm being dead
UFC
ass.
don't do that. UFC, this ain't that
That's
good
because
they both ain't undefeated. No.
But UFC upset ratio is so different, bro. It's like, come on, bro. We be knowing the outcome of these fights 95% of the time.
The fact that you saying it ain't got the buzz because one dude lost his that shit don't mean nothing.
It ain't even necessarily about the
David Benavidez's best opponent.
That's what I'm saying.
Date.
That nigga fighting Benavidez, that's the problem. Like, it ain't the problem that he got he already lost his It's the fact that who he going against. We don't nobody feel he could beat Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's going to be a good fight. Me personally, I think it's a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike was saying, I think David Benavidez, he's so emotional in these press conferences. I think he's just going to give up a couple of rounds to Caleb because Caleb always smooth sailing. You know
Caleb is a boxer. He going to take them first couple rounds just because he's a boxer.
Yeah, facts. I ain't saying that Caleb can't get in there and do his own thing. You feel me? I fuck with Caleb, but I don't think he got enough pop to keep Benavidez off him. I might be wrong though. You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong, but Benavidez punch output, I just think is gonna be a little bit too much for Caleb, and he ain't gonna be able to keep him off of him. And I feel like that's what a whole bunch of other
Damn,
people
they
think.
got Caleb. Wow. Caleb is a
And I'm pretty
dog.
sure he the underdog
He
too. Like I
is
feel
an
like
underdog. He is an
no, I feel like a
underdog. That's
better fight. No
crazy.
bullshit. Before my call up, I feel like a better fight for Caleb probably would have been like Boo Boo or something. You know what I'm saying? Give him
What?
somebody. No, I'm being dead at. Like, give him a fight, a tough fight,
That's a
but
good
a
fight.
fight where I feel like people might give him a better chance. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if he would have beat Boo Boo, then people would have been like, oh yeah, this nigga could beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Darrell just ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Because we already seen what David did with him, even though he beat him in a better fashion. We already seen that that's light work for David. You know what I'm
Bruh,
saying?
I
So
can't believe these
Man,
motherfuckers.
Benavidez did stop the rail. Hold on. Don't let that fool
nah,
you,
I'm
dog.
saying I said in a better fashion. I
Man, he
think
ain't
Caleb
get
did
that
it in a
shit.
better
He got a
fashion.
TKO, man. Get out of here. That
Man.
that
Nah,
ain't
I think
that ain't what my man Plant did. Plant put
yeah,
that boy on. Plant
Plant.
put that boy on the
Yeah, it was
Summer
a one
Jam
hit quitter. You
screen,
know what I'm
man. Get
saying?
out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here though. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. Y'all stay up.
All right. Plant put that dude on the Summer Jam screen. Knock it off, man. Trying to compare that shit.
I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying like he did stop the rail also. Beat him up pretty bad. Like Benavidez beats dudes up. He don't have like that one punch power where he gonna knock you out, but he has accumulation where you leave that ring like God damn, what did I just fight? You know what I'm saying? Like ex Tyrone Davis. Now that's the one guy he didn't stop, but Tyrone, Darrell, what that black black Hispanic dude name? Angulo and what his name is, something like
Yeah, Angulo, the Cuban,
that. The Cuban, Cuban.
the one that Berlanga fought.
Yep. Matter of fact, yep. And guess what? Belanga didn't get a stoppage, did he?
No, no. Zuldo fought him. You talking about Zuldo fought that dude too? I don't think Zuldo got a stoppage.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was pretty tough.
Nah, that dude was tough. Let me get to shit. No, none of these motherfucking names by heart. We going to Tran. What up?
He stopped Davis? I thought that wasn't 12.
Yo, what's good, champ? What's going on, TBV community? Everybody that's tuning in, I hope everyone having a blessed one this morning. I wanted to come in and speak about the Canelo and Ryder fight.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
All right, baby. I'm not mad about it, especially Canelo coming off the hand surgery. Him coming back home, fighting in front of the people. I was watching a little bit of the press conference yesterday, and the love that he was getting, dude pulled up like he was damn near the president. So I don't really think it's gonna be any problems in Mexico. I know everybody, that's the wonder on everybody's mind. The brother that got kidnapped, he's still out there in Mexico. He's still living in Mexico. So I think, nothing really, I don't think nothing's going to happen to that point. But,
So
I'm
going?
just excited to see I'm going to try to go. I got family in Mexico, so I'm going to try to make my way out there. But if not, then, I'm just stay here in Florida to watch it. But again, man, I'm just happy the king of boxing back. Canelo been running the game for about a decade since, Floyd, since Floyd basically passed him the baton after he beat him. He's been the most active fighter for the last decade. No one's been more active than Canelo. Even though he lost against Bevo, he's still the face man. I think he showed fighters that, hey, you can still lose and still be at the top. So I admire Canelo for that. So I'm excited for that. And as far as the Plant and David Benavidez lack of buzz, I do feel the lack of buzz. I think because Ryan and Tank, and especially the rehydration clause and all that, I think that's overshadowing the fight. And I think that the casuals don't really know too much of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. I might be wrong, but I don't think is really reaching out to the casuals. So that's why I think that's a lack of buzz, in my opinion. But I'm looking forward to a good fight. I think Caleb Plant outboxes him. I think that the motion that David Benavidez is going to bring to the ring is going to hurt him. I think that the experience that Caleb Plant had with Canelo, I think that's going to do him justice. So I'm looking forward to the fight next week. But yeah, it's definitely a lack of buzz there. I talked to my dad yesterday, and we were talking about the fight, and he didn't even know it was next week. And so just to show, like, yeah, it's definitely a lack of buzz there, in my opinion, man. But we'll see though. We'll see how the fight goes. I'm anxious to see it. And again, man, I'm happy that Canelo is back. Good for the sport. In the press conference, he said that his plans is to rematch Bevel in September at 175. And also that he was talking about that he picked David Benavidez to beat Plant and that he could fight him next May. So that's good news if David Benavidez get past Plant. In a little bit, I was watching David Benavidez video, somebody was interviewing me. He said that if he wins with Caleb Plant, he might show up to Mexico and watch the fight. So, I mean, it's a good year for boxing, man. Really, it is. We haven't had fights like this stacked up in a while. So I'm happy for the sport. I'm happy, where it's headed. Kudos to everyone. But yeah, I just wanted to say my little 2 cents about that and everything was going on. So I'm out. Hope everyone have a good one. Holla at you, champ. TVV. Like the channel. Subscribe. And holla at you guys.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. What's up, Danny?
Yo, what up, man?
What's good? What's good?
Yo, I apologize for my tardiness, champ. It was a late night, and truth be told, since you being in Florida has fucked my schedule up tremendously. So
it's my fault.
But yeah, man. We going to Guadalajara, cabrones. Let's go, baby. Can't wait. Yes, sir.
So you're not afraid?
Fuck, I'm afraid for.
Because you're not afraid because you're Mexican?
Afraid of what? Attending a boxing fight? I've been to over 100 of them. So what am I supposed to be afraid of? Exactly.
Everything is going on in Mexico? I heard it ain't safe to go over there if you got a blue passport.
Nah, champ, I ain't worried.
But is that because you're Mexican? I've been waiting all this time for you to get on to give us more feedback than that. You know what I'm saying? As the local Mexican.
Partially, but it's like there's not enough going on for us to not travel over there. You know what I'm saying? There's no travel bans. There's no travel restrictions.
What you mean? If you Google, America definitely said don't go over there. They called it not safe. And then the Mexican president countered that, talking about it's safer than America.
So again, yeah, there's no travel ban, like a ban, a restriction. They're blocking off incoming flights. They're blocking the borders are closed. They're not letting anybody in. You get what I'm saying? That's not what's going on. So no, I'm not concerned. Shit, to be quite frank, my biggest concern is really what's about to happen here. If we being quite frank. Especially after that American plane, that MQ-9, the one I've worked with for 7 years, just got shot down over Russian waters yesterday.
I thought it was a
That's
drone.
my concern. Yeah, it's an MQ-9 drone. It's a plane.
I mean, plane ain't a plane if it ain't got no pilot in it.
I mean, it is like.
I mean, they got a pilot. Just because it ain't in it don't mean it's not a fucking plane.
I mean, that's the whole point of a drone. It's expendable. That's why it's probably where it was, because there ain't nobody to shoot down. So it's not the same.
So you think that the military is going to put a plane that's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and they're going to put it somewhere where they're going to get it washed in fuel and then shot down?
Yeah, they're willing to do that, especially if they don't have to put an American citizen that they got to go and retrieve back if he gets shot down. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, it's a drone. It's expendable.
I hear what you're saying, but yeah, that's my concern. Yeah, because that's something that could affect me more than whatever the fuck people think
Why?
going
They
on
will
in
call you
Mexico.
back? They will call you back to work?
Bro, what? Yeah, some shit could. Yeah, people don't
No,
realize.
I'm just saying. I
Yeah,
know because you
yeah.
former military,
No,
you
no,
might
no.
be first up.
Fuck work. Yeah, I mean they can, but because of that and what's to come, like yeah, bro, like
See, I got
I had.
I got an article here from one of the producers. Spring break travel warnings for Mexico. What you need to know. So there
Y'all
you
ever
go.
thought about like what's going on with like all these balloons and drones and shit flying
Oh
over
yeah, the
everywhere?
UFO shit. Hell yeah, we was talking about that the other
Not
day.
like the Chinese balloons and shit.
Yeah, but the first it started with the
Oh,
Chinese balloon.
I
Then it was
forgot
one
they
in
call them
Canada's
UFOs
everywhere.
now. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
It just was all over though. It was more than just a balloon.
Bro, I'm from the '90s, so when you say UFO, I think alien. You know what I'm saying?
Me
I
too.
don't think I don't think about balloons and shit. I think alien.
But yeah, so no concern to travel to the fight.
Mm, I'm
And
concerned.
how you say that that city name? Jalisco or Jalisco?
Jalisco's a
Guadalajara,
state.
Jalisco, Mexico.
What he said.
Desde Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Yo, I just want to say that I was talking to
Is it
somebody. I
Jalisco
was
or
talking
Jalisco?
Jalisco. I was
Oh,
talking to somebody as far as the fact that the governor really had to step in because that stadium had already turned them away. So shout out to the governor and the government for
I don't know.
making this shit come together.
We had a caller that says, was it the government or was it the cartels? And did Canelo get clearance
No,
from the cartels?
no, I mean it was definitely the government. I mean the governor put a fucking video out, you know, and this was right before they turned them away the first time. So I feel like they stepped up and they made the team realize and the franchise realize like, look, y'all worried about the grass, but Canelo gonna bring in what it take y'all 7-8 games to bring in.
Mm.
Yo, and I want to give him credit too
He
because
taking
the
a huge
tickets is
pay
start
cut
the tickets is starting cheap.
at
You know what I mean?
356 pesos, right?
That's cheap.
Pesos at that. He kept it low.
Yeah, no, I'm saying 300. I'm sure you did the conversion already, but off the top, that's like $20, right?
Damn, how many at 20? You know the resellers getting it first though. They stealing those. They stealing those off the market. Let me go to Mike in New York. What up?
Ness was good.
What up?
What's going on? Ain't shit. Shout out to them truck drivers, man. Y'all be safe outside. Word. Nah, that buzz you was talking about Plant and Benny, none of them Canelo, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you would have put Canelo in with any one of them, the buzz would be crazy. You know, we got to shout out to Canelo. You say he 32 with 60 what? 62 fights?
62.
That's work. That's work.
Yeah, they
man.
saying 8,000, brother. 8,000 at that price point.
Damn, that's a lot. See? See?
Damn.
You talking about 2,000 for Tank and Ryan. Canelo is the best, man. Nobody like him, bro.
Yo, and you sure you want to bet that? Because I'm willing to bet whatever that I said in the stadium 8. I'm willing to bet whatever. Because bro, remember I broke it down to you. Remember I broke it down to you. I'm like, yo, stadiums have like, so we was talking here. You got like 4 levels. Boop, 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 boop. So obviously the middle of the field is gonna be cheap, more than the ends. The ends are gonna be more expensive. So bro, you break that bitch down, you probably got 40. The one they doing, I think, got 48 in Mexico plus the pitch. So they doing about 50. They said they're expecting about 50,000.
Yeah, that's mega for Mexico, man. He's putting that on the map for his country, so gotta respect it, man. And he took a pay cut.
I mean, to be fair though, He definitely is taking a pay cut, but it's like I feel like he knew he was gonna have to take one for this fight regardless. Regardless of Mexico, because let's not forget, England, the UK was the first initial call. We know that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are not getting their biggest purses in the United Kingdom. They are coming to America or they are going to Saudi to get those biggest purses. So, he was going to originally go to the UK for this one. That was going to be a pay cut nonetheless.
Hey, yo, Ness, you think, I think Plant beat Benny in 12 rounds, man. Benny putting a lot of fear in Plant. He got to back it up. You know, I don't know if he gonna cut that ring off right, man. Plant too fast. You know.
I don't know, man. Benavidez seems to feel that Plant is sparring little dudes.
Well, he'll find out fight night. He keep thinking that white boy a chump. You know. He went 9 rounds with Canelo. Benny ain't half as good as Canelo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He ain't half as good as Canelo. He probably hit hard and anything, but, you know, you got to stay busy, man.
Mike, that's the bell. No punching after the bell, champ. Come on, come on. We going out to Israel and Utah.
I missed it. I know I missed a good chunk, champ, but pretty much what y'all was talking about like the first hour and a half.
Israel will be right back. We had the dude from Overtime on. Overtime Elite. Extreme.
Oh, that's
or
what's
whatever.
up. That's what's up. I know they got that shit cooking up. Supposed to be starting here soon. Yo, quick question.
August.
So, I see the title. It says lack of buzz. Is that for Benavidez Plant exclusively?
Yeah.
Or are you throwing that in for this one as well?
Nah. Because you can't ask that for this.
No, can I give my thoughts really quick on that?
Sure.
So as far as Benavidez and Plant is concerned, I don't necessarily think it's a lack of buzz. I just personally feel, and discussing with other people in the gym, I feel like, bro, the Tank and Ryan promotion has just overshadowed. I don't necessarily think it's too much lack of buzz. We're gonna see fight week next week. I personally believe that announcing Tank Ryan when they did and tickets going on sale for that when it did, I think that it did take away a few people from attending Plant Benavidez. I don't think it'll affect the numbers much when it's all said and done. Like when it's all over, I don't think it'll affect the numbers much. I think that fight will do well. And whatever is reported, I feel like the numbers ain't gonna be too far off from what it would have done had Tank and Ryan not been announced, truthfully.
Do y'all think we're getting to a time in sports where popularity means more than like the actual skill of a fighter or a player or whatever?
Absolutely. I think we're at a time in sports
more than
Mike,
ever. More than ever.
And the reason I bring that up, man, because I feel like that's what Overtime Elite is like aiming for, because they know every fighter or every player that they get is not going to be a big star, but they might have a compelling story to where they're making money off that content because people are interested in their story or in their journey, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have to do it the right way, man. It's hard. We were discussing it, especially in this city, right? So yeah, I'm sure they explain how they will push hard in Atlanta since that is where they're based out of and have facilities in. But champ, when we talk about boxing, people think of Vegas, they think of the big fights. It's really hard for somebody, especially new in the sport, to come in this city and in this state and get shit off the ground. So look, man, back to the Plant Benavidez, I think it is an intriguing fight, a fight that fans and the diehards have been wanting for many years. I think that it'll be a fight that does well. I'm excited to be in the building for it. Um, but I just don't think it's gonna have too much as far as people. I don't think it's gonna have too much taken away from it than it originally was. I think that it did lose a bit of buzz because of the Tank and Ryan overshadowing it. But that day is a loaded day in Vegas. We was actually just discussing. It's crazy. This how you know it's a busy day when you discussing a week and a half before. How early are you planning to arrive to the strip that day because of how much shit's going on? Taylor Swift has back-to-back concerts at the Raider Stadium that weekend. The same night as Plant Benavidez, you have the Elite Eight for the first time ever in the city of Las
In
Vegas.
Vegas? In Vegas? Oh, it's gonna be lit in Vegas that weekend. God damn.
And then the Sweet 16 2 days prior. So, next weekend is gonna be very hectic. I'm
They
talking
really
about
trusting. Hold on, Danny. They really trusting these kids who getting NIL money to be in Vegas for a Sweet 16 and an Elite Eight. Oh man, it's gonna boy.
Yo, and really quick, Mike, really quick. This is one of the things that angers me about this fight, and one of the things that angers me about what the hell is being done in the sport today. Nestor and I were in Phoenix in December. Phoenix, who's from Phoenix? El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez. He sees us. Yo, my guys, what's up? He say, what's up to us? He like, yo, shh, don't say nothing. He say, don't. He say, yo, don't say nothing. But I'm back, March 18th. Now, what happens? Similar to Tank Ryan, we hear the rumored March 18th date for months, and then it ends up getting pushed a week. And at first glance, I'm like, yo, it's cool. It's 7 days. What's 7 days? That ain't no problem, right? But champ, then they announced it, and I start looking at the rooms. Rooms was starting at the MGM like 700. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, why would they do it when they have so much competition? When the week prior, and they had to hold on the venue the week prior, that you know what I'm saying? Granted, it's TV and shit like that. Oh wait, it's not because it's pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, why would they push it? Now they have so much to compete for. Yeah, Taylor Swift probably wasn't gonna have too many fans that was thinking about attending the fight anyway. But the Elite Eight, bro, I had to make a choice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I have never been to an Elite Eight, let alone covered one. But obviously, my primary focus is boxing, so I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to miss the Elite Eight in Vegas. But it's the big fight, a fight that I've been wanting since 2019, 2000, late 2018. So, it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the right people come out. But like I've said, and I'm gonna continue to say, this fight is doing what it was supposed to do. Was it a bit overshadowed? Absolutely. But when it's all said and done, them numbers come in, we ain't talking too much different.
Danny,
in
can
my
you
opinion.
check the ticket prices? I got SeatGeek pulled up for Benavidez Plant. I don't even know how to tell what's available, what's not available, from my lack of experience
No,
with that.
absolutely, champ. Absolutely. I'll get
In
that
the
pulled up
meantime,
for
let me
you.
get back to Israel. Israel, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Is the audio okay?
Yes, sir.
How are you guys doing? How you doing, Ness, Danny? And I believe his name is Mike.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to say on that Canelo and the Ryder fight, I'm excited that it's going down. I mean, I think it's a good comeback fight to see how he's looking lately, how Canelo's looking, anyways. But I think if he goes, with something like Benavidez after, or something that the fans kind of really want to watch, that'd be the way to go. But on the traveling down to Mexico and Jalisco, I'll tell you this, Ness, it's safe, man. I think the media's creating something else to make it a bigger deal because of what's going on here. So my mom's down there right now. She says 90 degrees, good weather. My family is from out there, Guadalajara, Jalisco. And my family out there has businesses everywhere, all throughout Guadalajara and everything like that. They got restaurants, they got all these things like that.
So
It's safe,
Israel,
man, I'll
are you
tell you that.
saying that you're the guy to call?
You could call. I mean, I got family all throughout there. I just think it just depends on how do I say? It just depends what you're informed with. I think there's a bigger story when it comes to media and all that stuff. So, like I said, I've been travel down there almost every year. Great city, beautiful people. Like Mike mentioned, they have the NFL games out there. There's never been any issues. There's millions of people that go out there. So I think it's just like a narrative of the media of what's going on out there.
Yo,
I've gone down there with,
since you have family out there, could I ask you, because I was talking to Ness about this off camera, and I feel like you typically come across most your issues, in cities, whether it be touristy or whether it be somewhere where cities are known to have like big cartel presence, right? But I was telling him, I was Guadalajara. I'm like, Guadalajara, if I'm not mistaken, it's like the second or maybe the third. I want to say it's the second biggest city in Mexico, only behind Mexico City. So I'm like, it's very advanced, it's very developed. It's not what people would probably perceive Mexico to be. Like Guadalajara is not like that. So, I'm sure there's skyscrapers down there. I'm sure there, you know what I'm saying? We'll see a lot of guys in suits because, it's an actual city.
Definitely, Danny. It's a beautiful city, and it is the second biggest city in Mexico. Like I said, like I was saying earlier, it just depends where you're traveling at. The borders, just certain parts of Mexico where they're kind of whatever. I wouldn't suggest to go down to like Tijuana right now. I wouldn't suggest to go down to like the neighboring borders next to the U.S.
And look, bro. Me and Ness, we were just in Tijuana. We were just in Tijuana 4 months ago, and neither one of us are from Tijuana. I'm the only Mexican. He's Dominican and barely. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we was just down there, and that's what you think. I felt like we was fine, bro. We was, roaming around. We did our thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I believe that the news and all that stuff, it's horrible what's happened to those people, first of all, okay? But I really think it just depends on what narrative does the media have. The media always pulls out these weird narratives. That's all going around the world, period, okay? But it's just how you perceive the narrative. Now, when you get someone like me, like I said, if that was the case, I should be nervous for my mother, right? She just barely went down there like 3-4 weeks ago. She's still down there, having a great time, 90-degree weather. She's telling me that it's good. Like I said, my concern is my mother when she goes down there, right? But I have no concern. And she's an older lady. She's traveling by herself. She goes out there and all that stuff. And she is Mexican, okay? But she's very light-skinned. So when she goes out there, she's probably like very light-skinned that she could be considered some other race. But basically, like I said, you just if you're aware of what's going on around the United States or any other things like that, or if you get all into the media, that's the whole point. I think they're trying to scare you from doing something. So I think that's why I believe you, Ness, that when you're like, oh, I'm scared, dude, you're good, man. You're good. As long as you, like I said, respectful and all that stuff and things like that, you're not acting like a fool. You're not acting like whatever. You're good. But I think like Danny was saying, it all depends on what's going on and where you're going. Like if you were going to go down to an area where the cartel is going on and the shit that you've seen lately, obviously you don't want to go into that area. But Guadalajara, Jalisco is one of the second biggest cities in Mexico. And it's beautiful out there, man. And you got beautiful women, you got beautiful people, and things like that. So I'm saying that the narrative, the media of saying, oh, don't go down there. No, people go down there all the time. I know people that live out there. People are starting to actually move out there because the people are just more, it's just different.
Well, Israel, let me get to some other callers, brother. I do got a lot of callers here. Al in the Bay, What up?
Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Straight from Pittsburgh, California, you know what it is. Yeah, man. I wouldn't be surprised people going down there to Mexico. You know, my cousin used to tell me all the time when I used to go to Richmond, if you don't want to be outside with them hoodlums, stay in the house. So, you know, you don't want to be out there with them goons, stay in a hotel until you go to the fight. You feel me? I think that'd be the best way to look at it. I think that the Benavidez is a lackluster promotion, not because of the promoters. I think because of the creator content. I think they didn't pick it up as other big fights. You know, you wouldn't see it on other content like Blue Blood Sports or anything like that. I think that's where it became lackluster. You know, like y'all barely put it on y'all content as a big fight. You know, leading up to it, if it was like a major fight to y'all would have been like promoting it all the time. But, you know, so it's like that to me, it's kind of like, Champ Sport is not really promoting it. So is it really a big fight if our content creators don't even promote it? You know, they don't even see it like it's a big fight. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Just like that AJ fight coming up, but ain't nobody promoting AJ fight. So, you know, is it a big fight? You know, do hardcores really look at it as a fight like that? You know, where the content creator is not even pushing it like that. So that's where I see that going.
I mean, AJ Franklin, not a big fight. That shit is, you know, is a get back fight.
Well, I could see it as a good big fight because it's like you gotta look at the narrative. AJ, you know, coming, you know, now he's with, you know, I call him the Goon Squad because they come out and destroy stuff. Now he's with the Goon Squad, you know. So now is he got that killer in him, you know? And then for Franklin, it's like, yo, this is, you had your opportunity with White. You didn't present yourself as that dude, you know, because Franklin was kind of like, you know, everybody was talking about big baby, but it was just like, oh, the real big baby. Let me example the real big baby as, you know, the head fronter for heavyweight. But Franklin, like, what about me? You feel me? I'm from the United States, but when he had the opportunity,
yeah, but he ain't get the job done when he needed to, did he? I got Art.
Yeah, I was just like, and he had a close fight with my guy named, he fought on Showbox, man, Jerry Forrest.
Yeah.
Jerry Forrest arguably won that fight. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, if you can't beat Jerry Forrest, like decisively, then you probably won't ever get to that world championship level, in my opinion.
Art, what up?
And he definitely not beating AJ.
Go for it, Arthur. Go for it. Yo, we don't hear you, champ.
If AJ lose to that dude, he done right, Ness. Retirement, right?
I mean, nah, man. You know, you can always bring him back. He a money man. He a money man. He got to lower his pay grade.
Him, though? Like, who gonna pay for that? Like, you don't lost to Usyk,
nobody, bruh.
Ruiz,
look at George Foreman come back. He doing a better comeback than Foreman. Like, these dudes, they on that Errol Spence shit. They don't need tune-ups. You know, so that's
Foreman
what happens.
Lost to Ali, my dude. Like, he lost to Ali. Like,
yeah, but he took 10 years off. He took mad time off and came back to a bunch of, you know, regular people to get the groove back, get the flow back. Majid, what up? You gotta unmute. Man, what in the fuck? He tried something here.
Yeah, he can't lose to Jermaine Franklin, and like I don't see a way that he comes back from that. Like if that's your comeback fight and you lose that, who's your next comeback fight supposed to be? Safari?
Somebody less than. Fucking Fury fought Pineda instead
Yo,
for
yo, yo.
Safari. You ain't complained then. Now you want to complain this
I
motherfucker
did
stepping in with a
Y'all hear
complain.
me?
top 10.
What you mean? We both complain about
And
Pinata and
the tripping
Safari.
today.
Bruh, you got to let motherfuckers
Let me
come
know if y'all
back.
hear me.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Come on back.
We hear you. We hear you.
Oh, y'all hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool. Mike, what up, Mike? What up, Danny? What up, Ness? What's happening?
What's up?
Cool. Well, yeah,
What's
yeah,
good?
nice to know. Listen. Mike brought some shit up about popular versus skill, and I thought about it, right? America is the creator of pop culture, right? Which means popular culture. If you look at it in reality, skill can never match popularity ever when it comes to sales and revenue. It just can't. But if you get somebody who's popular with skill, you got him. He's probably unbeatable. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather talked it like he walked it, got everybody pissed off, and he never fucking lost. So he can always rival a Conor McGregor or somebody popular. He can always do that. The other problem is like Andre Ward can never do it because he don't walk. It just does not happen. We are the kind of people who, if we hear a fight's happening and we run around the corner, we don't expect to see niggas skilling it out. We expect to see people getting dropped, getting slammed on their head, getting kicked. That's what we expect. There ain't much skill to that. If you know you about to see a skillful contest, you might walk to the fight. You may not run. You might walk. You're like, oh, who is it? Okay, yeah, I'll be over there. I'm coming. Even if you look at it, I looked at it at TBV, right? When you look at the most popular callers, in my opinion, that ever graced here, H Money,
Hello.
one person who's skillful and popular and unbeatable, that's CYP. he is the Floyd Mayweather of TBV. You can't beat him. But H Money is still just as known because he's popular. Now get somebody else who just calls in boring, but they always speak factual. They can't rival us two. They just can't do it. And y'all like it. That's what y'all like. It's what I like too. I'm a part of this shit too. It's just what it is. If some of these fighters want to be more popular, I ain't gonna lie. They got to do some stupid, dumb shit. Andre Ward never wanted to do it. Timothy Bradley never wanted to do it. And I'm proud of them for not doing that. But you also can't complain when you know the game. Like I said, you know the job was dangerous when you took it. Don't be scared now, nigga. Anyway, CYP out. Y'all have a good day.
I agree with
yes,
you
man,
on to some extent. That's why I always say fighters need to be more Clubber Lane. If you Clubber Lane,
Yo,
you'll get the fight.
Ness, man, you really starting to like
yo.
irritate me, bro. Cause like you was the same dude who said AJ shouldn't fight Andy the second time. He should go get a tune up and get his confidence back.
Yeah.
If he loses to Jermaine Franklin, there's no more confidence.
Yes, there
There's
is.
there's nothing
There's
to
fighters
get
by
back.
the name of Pavel Sauer. There's
Bro,
fighter
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Lucas
I'm gonna be
What's that
honest
Brown.
with you.
dude?
Yo, let me tell you. I've been told. So two things. I agree with you, Mike. If he lose to Jermaine, it's gonna be very bad.
Y'all
I
trying to
was
play
just
Jermaine
speaking. No,
out.
listen. I was just speaking with individuals. There was just a few guys I know very well from the UK that were in town, and they were telling me how bad this fight is doing. There is zero buzz. There is zero buzz for it locally back home. There is zero interest for it locally back home. And so I agree with you, Mike. Um, I do agree with you. As far as I think it'll be it for AJ on a competitive boxing level. I don't think he retires. I think there's still plenty of fights for him in the sport. But I think he loses to Jermaine Franklin, it now shifts, right? He is one of the top 5 faces in boxing to where he can walk down the street and he'll be recognized, in my opinion, right? I think he's one of those top 5 faces. But yo, if he loses, I don't know that he's gonna be as popular. I don't know that he's gonna be who he was. I don't know that
Y'all
AJ
crazy, man.
is the same name. You know what I'm saying? I feel like AJ before stood for something. We ain't have to say Anthony Joshua. We just said AJ.
Thank you.
I don't think it's gonna be like that if he were to lose. But on the flip side, there is a number of people that I've been speaking to that actually believe Jermaine Franklin to be a tough task and a task that could make AJ not look good even if he were to win. You know, he's supposed to stop him at the end of the day. Maybe get some rounds, but he is supposed to stop him. I got a lot of people telling me, people that have been in this business over 20, 25 years, that they believe it in their hearts of heart that we see AJ go the distance, that we don't see him get a stoppage. And it's like, that's not the AJ we know. So, you know, I think there's a lot riding on this fight.
I don't know, man. I think you guys are just overly critical. You know, our greatest fighters took lesser opponents than a Jermaine Franklin in their respected divisions. You know,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
always
disagreeing
bring
with you,
up
but
Oscar fighting Stevie Forbes. Like, I don't see how, you know, Jermaine Franklin is a crossroads fight, and if I don't beat him, I gotta retire. But
no. I made that clear. I don't think it's to that point. I just think it'll be to the point where he is not no longer one of those recognizable or acknowledgeable
yeah,
names and
but
faces in the
Danny,
sport.
in boxing, what exactly does that mean? Like, is he still gonna be able to sell a 12,000 seat location? Because if he can, that's okay. All we need to do is do that, and we need 7, 8, 9, the same amount that George had. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's all. You still rich, so you can still afford Derek James if you lose this fight. You go back to the drawing board, you get lesser opponents. You work on the things you need to work on. If your heart is still in it, you already super duper dirty man rich. Like, you probably don't even want to fucking do it no more if you lose to Jermaine. But if you still want to do it, yeah, you go beat on the next tier fighters and you get your confidence.
Mike, go ahead, bro, because I feel like you've been trying to get something off. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, when Oscar fought Stevie Forbes, was he coming off 2 back-to-back losses?
Probably off one.
Probably, so you
For
don't
sure.
know.
No, for sure of one, but I'm going to look it up. For sure of one.
And was that later in his career or like in the middle, beginning, or what?
I'm about to tell you right now. Almanac, why you ain't, this your golden boy. You ain't fuck with Oscar?
All I'm saying
Nah,
is,
never.
man,
I never
like,
fucked with Oscar.
like AJ,
I
AJ has
never.
said in interview, like right now, like he fighting for the bread. He ain't fighting for like the love of the sport or none of that shit. Like, if their love for the sport is gone, and if you don't want to be a champion anymore, because you already been there 3 times over, 2 times, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is going, like what's left for AJ? Is it just about making money, or is it trying to be a world champion again? And if you lose to like Jermaine Franklin and you have those world champion aspirations, I think the writing's on the wall. It's like kind of done for you. You know what I'm saying?
After Floyd, he fought Stevie Forbes. He had already lost. He had already lost to Felix Trinidad, Shane Mosley, Hopkins, Floyd, and he retired with Pacquiao.
Yeah, but he had wins in between those too. Like AJ's coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah, I know.
Like
so Oscar
bro,
never
AJ,
had back. Oscar
in
never
2.5
had
years.
back-to-back losses. Oscar never had back-to-back losses.
That's what I'm saying. If you lose back-to-back, then you lose to Jermaine Franklin. That's like your confidence is shot, my guy. It's like you thinking, can I really?
Yeah, but
still
that's
do
what I'm
this?
saying. Look, when he lost to Mosley, he fought some dude named Daryl Coley. Daryl Coley got 2 losses, Oscar and Obakar. And after Oscar, he just got a bunch of regular fights to not retire, you know, with a loss. Like, you were entitled to get some stay busy fights and development or working on shit. I don't know.
Bro, but here's the
what
thing,
Jermaine
right?
Franklin is a stay busy fight.
Here's
No,
the
he
thing.
not. He a top contender.
Ness.
Oh, so he not top 10, top 15?
Ness.
What, Danny? Damn, why you just cutting us off? What the fuck?
Like, hold on.
No,
top 15, top 10, I don't know. Maybe top 20.
I could see, top. I don't think top 10, maybe top 15, top 20 for sure. But champ, yeah, bro. I pulled up the ticket and I'm about to send it to you, brother. But you know, Plant Benavidez then sold more tickets at a higher price than fucking Anthony Joshua has in his first fight home in a minute.
It's a better fight, Danny.
Exactly.
It's a way better fight. No guys coming off
Danny
the
got something
losses.
against
No,
AJ.
no, yeah, no guy lost his belt. Like Jermaine Franklin and Anthony Joshua both are coming off a loss. One guy's coming off 2 losses. It's not a big fight. The only reason it has any kind of namesake or like buzz because Anthony Joshua's fighting. That's it.
No,
If
but
was
it should also be Joshua's part of making boxing correct because he could have been fighting Dillian White in a more lucrative hometown rivalry. Instead, he's fighting a dude that everybody thought won and didn't get the decision. Like, y'all making this shit out like he's some bum. Like,
we thought he won.
You ain't think
Here's the
Dillian?
thing, Ness,
You ain't
though.
think Dillian
Ness,
lost
here's
that
the
fight?
thing. Ness,
I thought it was
here's the
close,
thing.
but I didn't think he won.
Listen, hold
Oh,
on. Here's
wow.
the thing. Who are people gonna give him more credit for, Dillian or Jermaine?
I don't think it matters, but again, if you feel Jermaine won, then you gonna give him credit for Jermaine.
I think that Dillian just being the more name, especially the more well-known name, especially out there, bro. I think that he would absolutely get more credit for him. Like, yo, I just sent you the fucking ticket maps, and you can pull them up side by side to see. You legit could get lower level seats to the AJ fight for under 150 US dollars. You cannot do that, for Plant Benavidez. You can't do that for these
Bruh,
other fights. So
why are you trying to compare AJ to fucking Jermaine Franklin, man?
Why are
What
you
the
killing
fuck?
that man?
Leave that man
No.
alone. These dudes is fighting for an interim title. Next up is Canelo. This dude rebuilding. Like, what is the comparison for?
the comparison is one dude was the face of the fucking sport,
So
and the other
what?
guys have never even been in the mention of.
This is the sport of what have you done for me lately? And lately he lost back to back. What don't you get? Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
I do get it, and that's that's what I'm saying. Like, the guy that's used to fighting in stadiums is fighting in an arena and having a hard time selling it in his home country that he hasn't fought in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, a hard time is going to be like 20, 30,000. He didn't do his normal 60, 80. Come on, bro. Come on.
We being real, like the last 3 fights, he done had 3 trainers. And I think he's with the best guy right now, too. I've been saying this for years. Derrick James needs a heavyweight, and he finally got one. And I think the Derrick James style of not wasting shots and punching with like some intent behind it, I think is going to work well for AJ and maybe even conserve some of that motor issues that he had in the past, too.
Let me get to this call. I got Polo T. No, you gone. We got Arthur. Huh?
The people who like love Derrick James and love Earl Spence Jr. and love Wilder, do they love AJ now?
Not yet. I ain't see it.
Okay.
What up, Art?
What it do? Yeah, I just think the Benavidez Plant pay-per-view it just got overshadowed by Tank and Ryan because that was really like a 2-week ordeal right there. So I think it'll start picking back up with Mike Tyson and all that. And I think having the fight during the Elite 8 Sweet 16 weekends is a good idea because the game's gonna be like 7 o'clock. So you're gonna have 4 fan bases there. The Saturday game at 7 o'clock, and the boxing event gonna be like 9:30, 10. So that's a good lead in. So they should have a really good crowd. They don't have a really good crowd, there's something wrong. But it should be a really nice crowd there.
You say it should be a good lead in, like they part of the same network family, or like they're gonna be
No, but I'm just saying it's just sports fans. No, I'm just saying it's just good. I'm talking about people actually going to the fight. I ain't talking about like watching.
Yeah, bro,
I'm
but
talking about
think
people
about
just
it. It's
going
the
to the fight.
West Coast, so the shit always happen later. So the game is gonna be on during the fight. Like, I'm not going to
No, it's
that. I'm
not.
not
It's
going to
not
that game.
because the way it works is it's only 2 games that day. So if it's
Correct.
Saturday, it's gonna be a game on the East Coast. It's gonna be a game on the West Coast. Regardless, the game on the West Coast is gonna start about 7 or 8 o'clock West Coast time. West Coast time. Benavidez fight gonna start. Knowing Showtime gonna start about 9:30, 10.
No, about 11.
Yeah, really 11.
Yeah, the
So
main event started 11.
if fans can go to both the game and the fight, and in anyway, two of the team fan base is gonna lose. So 2 teams gonna lose on what? So Saturday, 2 teams gonna lose on Thursday. Yeah, so it's gonna be, and most people not going to Vegas just to go to one day, especially if they think their team gonna win on Thursday and play again Saturday. So most people probably gonna leave Sunday or Monday. So it's gonna be a lot of people
Yeah.
there.
So I still don't know that, bro. I still don't know. Like, I live in Vegas. Pay-per-views, they in the ring 8 p.m. I don't know that the basketball game on the West Coast is gonna be over by 8 p.m.
I mean, they don't
You
have
get
to
what I'm
be in there
saying?
by 8 p.m. I hear what you're saying, but I guess it's
I'm
different because when I went to the Tank fight, I'm from the South, so I went to the Tank fight in Atlanta. A lot of people ain't show up till about the co-main event. So I hear
No,
what
I
you're
hear
saying
you,
for like the
and
hard.
best believe Vegas is like that. I promise you, Vegas is the
Yeah.
number one place for that, especially like in this instance, the fights at the MGM. So it's like you don't even got to leave the hotel or casino; you right there. But I just, bro, I'm one of the people. I was trying to attend the Elite Eight, and when I seen it was the same day, automatically I'm like, oh hell no, that shit gonna be on at the same
I'll say
time.
this. I'll say this. I'll say this. You should be able to go to the game and watch the co-main event and watch the main event. Timing wise.
But he can't cover the fight though. Like if he goes to the game, he
Yeah,
can't cover the fight.
I hear what Dan. Now I hear.
Covering the fight, I don't even think he talking about co-main. That means that the basketball game is starting at 5 p.m. West Coast time, the latest. We know that ain't happening, champ. Come on, bro. We know that ain't happening. It's March Madness. Them shit's coming on prime time. They probably gonna do on some 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern for the first one. Even if it's 7 p.m., that's 4 on the West. It's over by 6:30. The next one start at 7. Guess what's starting at 7? Co-main event. By the time that's over, main event already cooking. But it's gonna be tough, man. It's not gonna be, in my opinion, it's not gonna be what people think it's gonna be, or as
Let's be
easy as
real.
people think.
Like the lack of buzz. Like we see Tank and Ron at the Lakers game with Denzel and Spike Lee and everybody interacting.
That was Obama.
That was Obama. What are you talking about?
Oh man, y'all ain't see that? Ryan tweeted back like, I don't care.
Oh, yeah, no. He was saying you could have Obama. Like he didn't think that was Obama, man. Like they tried to spin his words.
I don't
and
know.
shit.
They deleted that shit.
But anyway, like when you see that and like Plant and Benavidez, I ain't seen them at no games, no Formula One races, no anything. I just been seeing them training. So maybe there is a lack of exposure for those two gentlemen.
That's because they in the gym. But Majid, what up?
Yo, what's up? You can hear me now?
I hear you.
Everybody
Majid,
need to
what up,
like the
boy?
videos.
What up, man?
Mike Cross the boss, what up, man? Good to see you
Man, it's
on
been
the
a long
panel.
time.
What up, Danny and
Long
Ness?
time.
What's
Everybody
good? What's
like the
good?
video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for everything. Yeah, man, this promotion shit, I just feel like, it is weak, like to be real with y'all, I'm on here with y'all every day, but I usually just know about the fight fucking week. Like, I don't keep up with dates and all that. And I just realized today that shit was happening because of y'all topic or whatever. So I feel like the promotion, they was saving some dollars on it. I don't know shit about none of that basketball tournaments and none of that. I only watch boxing, but I think it's going to be a good fight. If those people out there buying them basketball tickets to go to those shows, they ain't gonna want to double up and buy no boxes tickets too, unless they got the bag. You know, so I guess with that being said, I'ma
You
just
with the
go.
bag. You said
Yeah.
bag, cause them tickets to the Elite Eight
Uh-huh.
is 400 to get in the door.
They gonna be spending their income tax monies trying to get that. They work too hard all year. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm gonna go with my pick since it's fight week. Listen, you back chat motherfuckers that got planned. I don't. I'm going with Benavidez. You
That's
know what I'm
next week,
saying? And
Majid. That's next week.
oh
Yeah,
god
yeah,
damn. Well,
definitely,
either
dog.
way. Well, I got my pick. I'm going with Benavidez. He win. He should go over there in
This
Mexico.
week,
Since
you got
yeah, who
Rosado taking
fighting?
on Zurdo. Actually, we got a lot
Mm,
of boxing this week.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
I
just
don't.
want to
I
throw
don't
it
really
out
like
there
that fight.
that TBV do not condone that bullshit, so we will not be doing no fight chat, or no betting show regarding that Rosado fight. We do not
He
agree. The
lying, he
commission
lying.
should not sanction that. We don't support that.
Bro,
We
what
don't
is you
allow
talking
that.
about? What is you talking about? Stop saying that.
And I got one more question for y'all too. Like we know that if Caleb Plant and Benavidez fight, you know the winner's supposed to get the Canelo shot. But how that's gonna happen if Canelo trying to do John Ryder and what was it, Bivol? You know, so you know, I feel like
You
we
know
got to
what's
see
gonna
what's next
happen?
on. They gonna
WBC
wait.
gon' WBC gonna give him an extension because he said he gonna promise to do it in May.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, so shout out to y'all, Mike Ross, the boss. You know, good to see you here. You know, hopefully more days coming. And shout out to Team Benavidez because that's the side that I'm going on the fight. And I ain't trying to debate with nobody about it. It's going to happen. And that's all I got, man.
Alright,
Yeah, I
CYP, what up?
just want to say, counterpunch CYP, but I just want to say real quick, shout out to Ness, shout out to Border Wars. You know, it's my Border Wars debut anniversary.
Oh
You know what I mean?
shit.
Oh yeah, hey, damn, man, that was a good ass fight between you and
Mike, you remember that? You was there,
Garcia.
Mike.
Hell yeah,
We was
I
there.
caught a fight. I caught a fight, man. You impressed me though, bro. I was like, Danny, I ain't think you had it like that, but you got some some fast ass hands. So yeah, and this,
We got
I
CYP
start.
on. Hold
Same
up.
here,
I know.
Mike.
Let me get to
I know.
CYP.
Give me 5 seconds. I start my new job on April the 10th. So anytime you need me up until then and you want me to come on your show, hit me up. I'm here for you.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm only gonna be here for a little bit more, but yeah, the most time I'm in Florida for sure. CYP, is that you with all the background noise? God damn.
It's in his pocket. Counter punch.
Yeah, I was waiting for y'all to get done to bring him back on.
Oh yeah, that's all I had.
There,
CYP,
there we go. Is it quiet enough for you? There we go.
you the man.
It's bad weather out here, man. I'm getting into the gym. It's rainy as shit out here. Yeah, but no, for whoever thinks that Jermaine Franklin's a contender, he's rated number 33 on box rate. Number 33. If 33 is a
Tell him
contender,
CYP.
then what is a contender? That motherfucker more like a chicken tender than actually contender. You know what I'm saying? And I know Big Nick probably listening to this getting mad, but be real. Like when you got to fight number 33, you know, to get your confidence back. If you lose, you done. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. For all the people who said if Wilder loses to Helenius, he's done. He should retire. When Helenius ain't no fucking 33. He ain't no Scottie Pippen. He ain't no Patrick Ewing. Huh? I just find it funny that you same fuckers now are feeling so sensitive when it comes to AJ. No, he can still rebuild. He's a cash cow. Man, listen, man, y'all, this is why I love y'all. Because y'all grown men who act like kids, especially you, Big Nick, who really has a crush on AJ because he asked you to marry him with your little female ass. So what you do is, and the reason I'm on your head, because I seen you in the chat, liking everybody's comment who said something about Wilder all these years later. Get over it. This is about AJ rebuilding himself. Stop worrying about Wilder. We got our win. You worry about getting your win against number 33. Because the only 33s I know that's good is Scottie Pippen. CYP out.
Best fucking believe it. You know what I mean?
And he was a backup dancer. Shit. He wasn't even the main player. He wasn't even the every star
You
role.
see, that's what I'm saying. Our sport is so filled with, we got to make the next fan feel bad, so we put down the fighter. Like, I think Jermaine is a contender.
We not, bro.
I think he won that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
he deserved to win in that fight.
What we're doing is we're holding these fighters to their expectations that they've shown over their career. Over Jermaine's career, he's shown us that he's a 33 in the world kind of fighter. AJ, over his career, he's shown us that he's a top 5, top 10 heavyweight, wherever you got him at. So therefore, he should be able to beat number 33 in the world. And the reason why we want him to beat Jermaine Franklin, Wilder, AJ, let's quit all the bullshit. After this win from AJ, can we just get that fight? Stop all the fucking going. That's the fight that means something in boxing, AJ and Wilder. Maybe it's not as big as it once was, but it still has enough attraction that it's a big fight.
I don't know about you. 33 ain't bad when there's 1,300 and some change heavyweights listed on BoxRec. Being 33,
not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Being
you just
33,
not the top of the world.
Being
you
33,
just not top of the world. That ain't bad at all. That's really good. You just not top of the world.
Being 33 in the world gets you in conversations like this one. Being 120, we don't know your name. Callers ain't calling in. We probably ain't see your fight. I'm just saying, there's a lot of fighters that don't make it on TV, don't win a world title, and we just got to put a little bit of respect on some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not disrespecting him, though, Ness.
I mean, to say he's not a contender, I mean, you either a prospect or a contender. After a certain amount of losses, then you could be considered a journeyman. But, like, you don't go from prospect to contender and then get demoted back to what exactly? I'm lost.
What is he contending for? A European? An interim? A British world title? Like, it's different levels to being a contender. What is he contending for?
He contending to be a heavyweight champion of the world.
A USABF? Like, I'm trying to figure out like what he's contending for.
Bruh,
he's not contending for a belt right now.
He was like a 2 fights away from a title shot if he would have beat Dillian White on the paper. Man, and right now he'll get an opportunity. He'll get a big opportunity if he beats AJ. But I guess we don't see it that way. It's all good. Look, I'm not here to turn nobody into no AJ fan. I'm just saying I see it differently than y'all. Hi, May. What up? North Carolina.
Hello?
What's up, brother?
Y'all hear me? What up, guys? Real quick, on the Canelo fight, man, it's a good fight. It satisfies his mandatory, and, a homecoming fight is long overdue. I think that'll do great numbers in Mexico as far as, like, ticket sales and whatnot.
4,180 days since he's been back.
And, he's got a lot brewing in Mexico right now. He's got the gas station and
the Canelo phone. He got it all going on over there.
Yeah, so, it's going to be a good turnout.
Bro, I want to give him credit for what he did, too, because people don't understand. Carlos Slim, once the richest man in the world, owned all the phone companies in Mexico. He ran a monopoly. Canelo was fortunate to befriend him and had him cut that shit out. And on top of that, has created this cell phone line and this phone line for the underprivileged in Mexico.
Damn, that's dope.
It's good business. It's good business. Definitely.
Oh, and his pharmaceutical company. Let's not forget, he got his pharmaceutical company in Mexico for the underprivileged who can't afford the medications.
Hold on. Canelo got communication.
Well, he got a Walgreens out there?
That motherfucker gonna run for president next.
He got fuel.
Oh, Shit, hey,
and he
you
got
might
medicine.
see it, man. You might see
And
it.
let's not forget,
shit.
he got the little like margarita drinks at the gas stations.
He copied off. He copied off Daddy Yankee.
I thought it was an energy drink, but yeah, you're right.
Man,
You're right. It's like a.
next thing
It's
y'all
like
gonna
a
say is
White
now he
Claw,
got
right?
cows too.
No, he been had
Oh no,
cows.
he definitely
He
got
got
cattle.
food.
He got.
man,
How you think he popped for clenbuterol? He got cows, man. What's wrong with you?
Man,
he
here
got
go nuts being
he
an
got food,
ignorant.
fuel,
Danny ain't like that.
medicine,
Crazy.
communication. He killing it down there.
Hell yeah. But real quick, man. On the whole travel concern situation, man, I think that's just the media stirring up chaos around election time, and also the Mexican president was talking greasy to that one senator. I think it's to do with the eye patch, because he was throwing shots at Mexico. So the Mexican president fired back. You know, not to say that what happened to those tourists isn't tragic. I'm not too caught up on the situation, but if you're not in that world or out there causing trouble, you're good to travel, man. That's all I got.
I mean that. All right. But that cup, that it was four people and it was 3 men and 1 woman, and they were going to get lipo, bro. Like one woman was going to get like cosmetic surgery. So look, I don't know. It is not what it is because that's unsensitive to say. I'm just being, I'm bringing it up as a topic. But Danny, hold that thought. Let me get to somebody. Actually, go ahead, but don't let me get to another caller without getting to all these damn super chats that I left behind.
I was just gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not driving across the border as 3 non-natives or you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we doing. We're flying into a international airport in a major city, somewhere they was not at, something they did not do. And we not going to do things, you know what I'm saying? We going there for the fight. So it's like
they was going there for a surgery, but I get you.
I hear you. They was going to a surgical center where it's being reported that there was doctors practicing without a license.
Oh,
you
really?
Understand?
Okay.
So I've kept up with that story. They drove into Mexico, something we not doing. You get what I'm saying? They weren't in a major city, something we not doing.
No.
They was in a town where they probably ain't had no. Now, do I justify it? Absolutely not. I'm not none of that. But champ, it's like
you gotta know where you're going.
You fly to Chicago. Listen to me. You fly to Chicago, bro. You call me. You're not gonna just up and do whatever the fuck you want. You finna, yo, bro, is this area cool? Or yo, where should I go for this? You get what I'm saying?
That's anywhere you go though.
Feel me? Right. So it's like, yo, I legit, I muted myself. I called my dad. I'm like, yo, what's it looking like over here? My father has property in Mexico, travels to Mexico about twice a year, spends about 2 months.
Yeah, but no, but listen, you gotta understand that your confidence is different than mine. It's like DR. Like, what you think? People tell you don't go to DR too. You gonna get your chain snatched, your purse snatched, all this shit. I never feared it because this is my parents' home country. So like I've been going there. It's different, just like you.
You definitely gotta move smart. You gotta move smart. You can't move. I'm not telling motherfuckers to move comfortably like that's where they from. Not at all. I'm just saying you gotta move smart, but you gotta move the way people should be moving regardless. Typically motherfuckers that's getting caught up in situations is people that's not moving the way you should be moving.
If you remember this, like 2 years ago, like before I left, DR had that big thing where people were getting poisoned by the alcohol. And folks were dying on resorts,
all the resorts had bad alcohol.
Yeah, they'll say don't go. So it's the same thing that was going on there. It's going on now down in America, man.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That being my home country, bro. Me and my lady caught like a $500 package. It was like, I promise you, we talk about it to this day. It was like $598 per person for like 7 fucking days,
shit,
flight included, all inclusive, man. That shit was perfect.
Look, bro, somebody just commented. Somebody just commented. Look,
go ahead. All right.
Somebody just commented. Just don't go to Zacatecas. That place is dangerous. My mother just came back from doing 5 weeks out there. Not one issue.
Your mom's a local though, man.
No, you gotta know how to move.
Bro, exactly. It's knowing how to move, bro. It's just knowing how to move, bro. You ain't going out there. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? The people that's driving the nicest cars is the people that, you know what I mean, should be driving because they in that light, bro. You go out there, you driving a beater, you driving a regular car with Mexican plates. You know what I'm saying? You moving smart.
And you ain't staying out all night either. Like your mama ain't staying out all
Hell
night. She
no.
probably doing
Hell
what she
no.
doing, and
Hell
she in the
no.
house. You know what I'm saying? Like these folks going to
Yeah,
party.
but a fight
They
gonna be at night. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to look at it from a criminal
Bro,
mind.
no,
As a
bro,
criminal
let me
mind,
tell you.
we about to bring 50,000 people to the city. Oh, it's a lick. It's a lick tonight. It's a lot of motherfuckers gonna get got tonight. Don't give me that shit. Fucking wrong with y'all? That's what happens. That's what
No,
happens.
I'm just
Cars
saying,
get
bro.
broken into,
They
chains
do
get popped, and purses get
50,000. They do
snatched.
50,000 every time the soccer team play in that stadium, bro. You know what I'm saying? They doing them numbers every time.
So
It
we
is a
don't get no petty crimes or nothing. Hey, all right, listen. Hey,
absolutely,
I'm
bro.
with Big Danny.
Absolutely,
I'm with
I'm
Big
just
Danny
saying.
out there then. I'm with you.
You said what?
I'm with Big Danny out there then.
Oh yeah.
You
Bro,
better
matter of
call
fact,
somebody
you know
pick us
what's
up.
crazy? You know what's crazy? Motherfuckers told me, they say, yo, even though your man shitted on my fighter, whenever y'all touch down, y'all good. Just call me.
You always
I
coming
felt
on
like
here
that was a
telling
setup.
lies, man. Yo, hey Mike, the other day he gonna say, hey yo, they said you ain't here now, so they coming on the show. He always got a lie to say somebody said, now I shitted on somebody. That's fucked up,
Bro,
man.
you already know who it was.
I don't
You
know
already,
nothing.
you
I don't
already,
know nothing.
yeah, I mean, we saw her spar,
Yo,
and then we made it back.
Yo, Earl. That nigga Ness, that shit was so damn funny, boy. God damn. I never forget that shit.
Earl knew he was mad as hell. Yo, I'm gonna do that to him this time. He know about how I feel about them shirts. I'm gonna go like this. I ain't gonna just be like, yo,
Hey,
Earl, what up? I'm gonna be like, yo, Earl,
Ness.
I'm fucking money back.
Hey, all you need to do, champ, all you need to do, just wear like a black t-shirt and like some black joggers. And then when we in Mexico, since you say you with me, stand behind me like you my security. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna fuck with us. 6'5" security guard, they gonna be like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Got
We
it,
cool.
Chip. You got it. I got J Ortiz. What up?
Whoa, Ness.
Dan, the super chats. Thank you. See? Thank you. Fuck, I was about to go off, man. I got a hell of a I gotta do here. Let me see. Lord. Jesse Casada, he says, King Nello haters and Ringwalk Takashi 6ix9ine Danny Mad Nello fighting Ryder. Ryder, who beat Jacobs and Zach Parker. The same dude that Maul and Andre been ducking for years. Money bag emoji and a cow emoji. When did you get mad at the Ryder opponent, Danny?
I was trying to figure that shit out myself. You know, motherfuckers just be talking shit out they mother's ass and shit. I'm like, damn, I love the fight. I'm excited to go to Mexico for it. That's all I've been talking about.
Joshua Cabrera says, $2 super chat. Cabrera versus Pitbull just announced. Yeah, man, I seen the news yesterday, and we're actually doing that for our second show at 3 o'clock. Which I might be late to because I got a fucking haircut. I'm looking like Teen Wolf out here.
Man, come on, man.
I mean, look at me. I'm looking
beard.
like
Okay,
Teen
beard,
Wolf right now,
your
man.
beard,
Can't
okay.
even food
Ooh,
all in my lip.
Hey, yeah, Mike. You see, he start hanging around Danny. Motherfucker go from a skimpy goatee to the full.
The full
you know what I
thing,
mean?
Nah, that's shout out to my people's Beard Octane, man. They sent me the products. They put me on. Bro, my shit just blew up. Like, honestly, I wouldn't grow hair, but they sent me everything. The oils, the motherfucking, the butters, the pills, the whole shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with the beard club, bro.
Or a gummy.
They like, well, I don't have it. It's in my other house, but they like gummy pills.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
they
I have
chewies, I guess. I got Jesse Casada back at us with another one. He said, PBC put Wilder Hellenius on pay-per-view, but shit on Nello pay-per-view. Ooh, that is true, champ. You're right. I mean, I wasn't happy about Wilder Hellenius.
You said what?
He said PBC got Wilder Hellenius on pay-per-view, but people shitting on Canelo fighting Ryder on pay-per-view. And he's right, but nobody wanted Wilder Helenius on pay-per-view either. Wasn't like we was asking for that.
Man, we can go down a long list of shit that we ain't want on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Leo Santa Cruz and Tank got announced. It was like, bro, it's a mismatch from the jump. Why is that on pay-per-view? Because of the fans, because of the attention.
Because he a Mexican. Because he a Mexican and Tank a puncher. They knew what they was going to get, and honestly, they got it. Nobody could have written it better. They got that amazing highlight knockout. I got Karim Abdullah, $5 super chat. He says, a fighter like Carmel Moulton would be bigger than most fighters right now with an overtime series. That's what I'm saying. But even even that guy, though, that we interviewed was like, I know Floyd already rocking with Carmel. Like, it's pretty well known. I didn't know.
But why didn't you ask him what you asked to do yesterday? You could have been like, could you and Floyd figure out a partnership to where y'all put on Carmel?
Well, today's guest definitely said he's open to working with everybody, even if you got a deal. But again, it's like yesterday's guest. Is Floyd and Top Rank going to see? You were talking about Frank Steyer. Like, is there going to be money in you giving me a co-promotion with your fighter only till he gets to 10 fights? Only till he gets to 15 fights? Like, really, there ain't going to be no risk there. You know what I'm saying? For the fighter. So it's hard to make money off unless he's a ticket seller.
No, it's not. You got to understand what overtime is. It's a
No. I'm not talking overtime. I'm talking that when I brought up the hypothetical to Frank Steyer about Floyd and Top Rank doing a co-promotion with Carmel Moulton, because I know Moulton is going Mayweather, but I would rather him have the development of Top Rank on ESPN to get that worldwide exposure. The kid is a star, man. He's a star.
I would rather him be on overtime because I know overtime is targeting that younger generation by the time they get older.
But that's the thing. He could do both. With overtime, they said it. They willing to work with Top Rank. He specifically brought up Keyshawn. Like, they different.
Now you got, but for Carmel, now you got three hands in the pot.
No. That was a good question. We didn't ask. He ain't say if they signing deals with these kids. He said one-off fights.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if there's, because he knows about Carmel.
You should have brought that up. We didn't talk about that. Are they doing content distribution? Are they selling the content?
They're licensing the content on many other different. Overtime Elite is a social media based business where they put out content, and that's how they make their money. That's why I was telling you, no matter if a kid's good or bad, if they got a good story, they can make money off that kid. Period.
Yeah, see, I don't know. See, you know more about overtime, and that was a question to ask because I'm thinking we spoke about purses, and that's how they getting paid. We didn't bring up if they getting and actually purses and bonuses. I don't think they're getting money for content. I think you signing your rights off.
They're not. They're getting money for the fights and the purses. But like I was telling you, they put out so much content, so by the time you wake up, a camera will be in your face to the time you go to bed. That's what they do. So a kid or a boxer has to know that coming in. You have to be ready, and you have to be okay with being on screen damn near.
I mean, is it going to be that intense for the boxer the way that you're saying it was for basketball? We don't know. Because, again, content costs money, and he made it clear that they got some sort of app that they could do content, and when they need, they send the big crew, the traditional crew.
Do me a favor, Ness. That clip that I sent you, just share it for the chat. I tried to, but it wouldn't let me. That pretty much explains in about 5 minutes what overtime is and how they make their money.
All right. I will put it in the YouTube chat. I got Ari Boxing Twitter, what up? Did we ever get the JRTs? I think not. And we never finished these super chats. Damn it. OGPG, $5 super chat says, do you know about Texas high school basketball player Dink Pate? No. Steel, $2 super chat. I still hear more about Bud and Spence than David Benavidez versus Keller Plant. Yeah, man. Everybody wants Bud Spence, man. Shit. That shit is sad. Bruh, whatever. $5 super chat from Average Boxing Fan. Guadalajara is a tourist state. Crime is more under control. David versus Plant promotion is bad. Ryan Tank 4 weeks apart does not help either. $5 super chat from Drew. Pulling up to the home state of Jalisco for this one. Atmosphere will be iconic. And the stuff the face of boxing does every continent he touch. Another $10 super chat from Big Drew. Plant and Benavidez is lost with much more intriguing and bigger fights. Fulton versus Inoue, Tank versus Ryan, Loma versus Haney, Canelo now, AJ next month too. Way bigger stars than them now have fights. And Drew back with another $5 super chat. Where's my fucking horn? Ladies love AJ, and that's the main reason boxing fans are extra critical and hate on him. AJ still ain't lost his blue chip sponsors. Danny, stop the hate.
Yeah, ain't lying about that, man. You go to AJ pictures on like Twitter, females all under it, just going crazy. And let me ask you this right here. I was gonna ask you shit. I just forgot.
It'll come back. That's that buttage. Bobby Shaw says Ryder looks like Canelo, just the English version. I like this. It's a tough fight. No one mentions it. If Ryder wins, I'm pissed. If Ryder wins, he's the king of the fucking UK, bro. You know they would never let Mexicans live that one down either. Like Ryder gets that upset, it's over. New caller.
If Canelo wins, does Canelo, in your opinion, ever fight in the UK? That's all I was going to ask.
If he loses this one, yeah. But I think he was going to fight in the UK until the opportunity of Mexico came about. He wanted to do.
Okay.
He's already said he wanted to do UK, Japan, and his hometown, which now he took that off the bucket list. 914. What up? 914. Yo, what's your name, champ?
Hello?
What's your name, champ?
Jose.
Jose, where you calling in from?
I'm from New York, man. Westchester area.
New York. You said Westchester?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. Talk to us, brother. Take it away.
Yeah, man. I think we're not taking into consideration what's going on in the world, especially on the Eastern Hemisphere, with the whole war going on. We don't really feel it over here because we're in the U.S. and we don't know how bad people in UK have it. They might not have that fight over there. I think that'll be the last thing on their mind. I think they have other things to worry about, with inflation and all this shit's going on, And on the whole thing with Tank and Ryan, obviously they're more popular than Benavidez and Plant, just for the fact that a lot of females follow them, even if they're not boxing fans. You feel me? And a lot of girls like Gervonta, a lot of girls like Ryan. I'm pretty sure people have been to the events and they see a lot of pretty bitches. But I'm pretty sure if you ask them about boxing, they don't know a goddamn thing about it. But guess what? Females are 90% of the consumer base here in the U.S. So that's going to have an effect on who's more popular, even if they don't really follow the sport. But I'm pretty sure they're going to get a lot of buys because of the females, And on that Guadalajara take, it's dangerous everywhere you go. You get killed out here in New York. I'm pretty sure you get killed in Chicago, anywhere you get killed, You gotta be on your toes wherever you go.
But the thing is that they're not snatching up random tourists. Like everywhere got kidnappings, everywhere has home invasions, but those things are targeted. This is something that's targeting tourists, so that's what makes it scary.
Yeah, we don't know the full story of what happened with those 4 people. At the end of the day, I never heard anyone go to Tamaulipas for fucking a BBL. I've heard people going to Tijuana, and you've been to Tijuana. You said you felt all right.
I
mean,
did.
you could attest to that. But like, you're not gonna go somewhere that's sketchy. I mean, the nickname of Tamaulipas is Mataulipas. You feel me? But obviously, if you don't do your your due diligence, you're not gonna know that shit. You know,
Word.
you don't know what those people went to go do, and if the people that survived, they're not gonna say the truth. You got me? At the end of the day, it's too
Bro,
early to say
let me tell
anything.
you, I watch movies and I'm not trying to stereotype nothing. I've had my own issues. I watch hella movies, so yeah, I didn't believe the BBL story either. I painted my own picture. I made my own movie in my own head, and it was definitely criminal minded and drug influenced.
Yeah, man. I passed by Tamaulipas because I crossed illegally, like maybe about 8 years ago, and honestly, there was like
Allegedly,
ghost
bro.
towns.
Allegedly. What you mean? Nah, I'm fucking.
Nah. I'm legal now, but I passed
Allegedly.
illegally, and like I
Allegedly.
was.
What you mean? Now I'm
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
with you.
Yeah, man. But I passed by on a bus and midday, midday, fucking ghost towns all over there.
Mm.
It's a border town. You gotta be careful. But like Guadalajara, like other callers said, it's a tourist spot, and the cartel really doesn't want to bring that much attention to themselves. It's gonna fuck up the money. You feel me? Especially if it's a bunch of Americans coming over here. The last thing they want is to bring attention to. That's why Cancun and places like that are chill, but the cartel is there. You just don't see them. You just gotta be careful. Don't go out there showing chains, rings, this and that. Go out there, chill. Don't be causing too much attention to yourself. Like Danny said, you just gotta be on your toes. That's it. You can't just listen to whatever the news say. The news, whatever scares, that's what sells. And a lot of people just get carried away by what the fucking news say, and don't really know what the fuck is going on over there. But yeah, thanks for the show. I really appreciate you guys, and you guys touch up on a lot of things, and that's my call, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Ari
Yeah, man.
Boxing. Looks like we're waiting for Ari to connect. In the meantime, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility. If you haven't already subscribed, this is my daily reminder to let you know to do so. We need about 400 more to get to the next goal of 166,000. And we trucking. Ari, you are not connecting. Jay Ortiz, what up?
Yo, what's up, Box Voice? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
So
My bad.
Yeah, you're good. So I don't know how this exchange works within the rules in terms of just talking about WBC on when they're supposed to like take a mandatory on. Wasn't it like every year or something? At least once a year?
Well, the mandatory year is about once every year. Sometimes 18 months, though.
Is it just it just depends, right?
It's per sanctioning body. Each sanctioning body got rules.
Because I was gonna say, if Canelo goes through with his plans, obviously with fighting Ryder and Bivol, that's gonna be like 2 years now without doing his WBC mandatory, which is Benavidez.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm sure with his relationship with them, he'll say, I want to fight September with Bivol. Bivol's got to agree, and that's why he's probably going to have to fight him at 75 because Bivol really don't want them belts at 68, and it would be whack to fight him at 68 because that you just...
he did want to fight him at 168, and like I was going to say, nah, man, you can't do that. Like, I mean, I guess for the Undisputeds, like a bit for Bivol, but like Bivol, like can he make 168? Like
I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it. It would be the same Ryan Tank story all over again.
Yeah, well, like I heard Bivol was gonna fight Bitterev, or at least.
Well, he also no. Well, Better Beef just got mandated to fight Callum or some shit. So That's probably not
I
happening
guess
anymore.
they did. I guess they did that so Bivol could fight Canelo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But like, man, I mean, bro, I think honestly, I think Canelo's scared of Benavidez. I think he's avoiding him all possible.
Mm.
I don't know if any of you guys feel the same way. To me, I don't think Canelo's a super middleweight champion. I don't consider him. I mean, yeah, he's title holders. That's the only thing I consider him, but not undisputed because he never fought Benavidez for the titles. He fought for the WBC title when Benavidez didn't have it.
Bro, how can I fight you if you lost the belt? It's not his fault that Benavidez lost the
I know.
belt. He didn't.
I know.
He didn't send Benavidez cake to his hotel room. Like, my man lost the belt. Shakur,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Shakur lost the belt. Ain't nobody saying that Navarrete is taking over only because Shakur lost the belt.
Yeah, I said that. Well, my thing is, he decided to fight for a belt once Benavidez didn't have it. And that's the only such that I think that happened. Like, why did he decide?
Think about this. Think about this. Because you guys got to let that narrative go now. It's been almost 4 years. How long you been at 68, bro? Like, you guys keep saying he decided once Benavidez dropped the belt. When's the last time you seen him fight at 60? He even made Triple G fight at 68. The man's fought at 68 and 75. He's never looked back at 60. He left Jamal Charlo waiting. So this narrative about him deciding to fight only when it's clearly not true. The man's never gone backwards. He's only gone up. Something Benavidez ain't do. We got to stop saying Canelo's afraid, honestly. Like, I don't get this shit. It's crazy to me. Mike, how many boxers have fought for nemesis? Like, my man fought Mayweather.
Yep.
Laura. Cotto. Triple G 3 times. Kovalev. Daniel fucking Jacobs. Like, the names go on and on. Callum Smith. None of these young ass niggas has fought Callum Smith yet. He already fought him. Come on, man. Like, how we gonna say he's scared of anything? He tired. He tired. He probably looking at it like I'm looking at it. Like, how the fuck I already fought all these dudes and y'all ain't fight nobody? I struggle to find 2 names per fighter. Tio lucky. He got Vasil and Comey. That's his big names. Crawford, what's Crawford's big name? Gamboa and like Porter now. Know what I'm saying? What's Earl's big names?
Say if we can post them.
Sean Porter. Ugas?
Don't say it. Don't say it. I know you say Danny Garcia. Like, don't say Danny. But look,
Kell Brook, maybe. Kell Brook. Kell Brook.
Yeah. Kell Brook is damn good. Damn good. I think 2 things, though. I think it was a point in time that we just wanted to see Canelo fight the Charlo, the Andrade, maybe even, you know what I'm saying, Benavidez, but Benavidez had his problems, so I don't really count him. But those 2 fighters. But over the years, since I've been in boxing, my kind of feeling for those fights have dwindled. And it's not because of anything Canelo's did. It's what Charlo and Andre ain't done. I ain't seen Charlo in I don't know how long. Jamal, that is. He ain't really put in no work. His comeback fight last year was going to be Selecki, who's been beat by Jacobs and Andrade already. I didn't need to see that. And now he's coming back fighting Daniel Jacobs. Okay, that's a good fight, but
what?
I've seen Daniel Jacobs.
Who said that?
That's what I've been hearing, like rumors. You know what I'm saying? Like Daniel Jacobs.
I ain't seen no legit rumors with that. Send me a link. Who?
I got it.
Was it Coppinger? Was it Coppinger? Because I love Coppinger.
I don't know.
I believe everything he said.
But I've seen that rumor though. So, but like that's an okay fight. But Jacobs already lost to Rosado. He damn near lost to Chavez. You know what I'm saying?
Lost to Ryder. Don't forget Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder, yeah. So, well, he beat Rosado, and I thought Rosado won that fight actually. And he lost to Ryder. So it's like I don't really need to see Jacobs and Charlo. It's not what it was when they had the interaction at the Barclays Center. It's not that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
is that they over marinate? They over marinate, but that's because of the pay structure, Mike. Like since you've been gone, I've been pitching we got to build a new pay structure. Obviously, it's not our job to implement it, but the promoters have to start a new pay structure. It's like you fighting for a world title, this what you can get. You fighting a contender undefeated, this what you can get. Like you can't just be getting 500,000 for a tune-up, man. You can't get 500,000 for like a fight everybody knows you're gonna win and only 100,000 people's tuning in. Like Showtime needs to turn to these dudes and say, look, you seen what the ratings is? We did 161,000. No, we not paying you $1 million, motherfucker. It's over. Shit is over. Where you want the money to come from? You ain't popping. Like, they need to bring these dudes down to reality, man.
Yo, Mike, we legit then had people tell us like, yo, hey, could somebody, for whatever reason, my chat won't let me do anything in the chat. So
dude is spamming. He's spamming like a motherfucker. I don't know what it is.
So I have zero control over the chat for whatever reason. But I think a lot of it got to do with I lost my train of thought. Cool. This fucking guy right here fucked it all up for me.
Well, yeah, but like as far as like
Somebody
Andrade goes,
help.
yeah, as far as like Andrade goes, like I think Eddie Hearn was the worst thing for him because he did not deliver for Andrade at all, in my opinion. No big fight, no Billy Joe Saunders fight, no fight with Canelo. Like he told Andrade to leave the press conference when him and Canelo was going at it. You my promoter too. Why do I gotta leave? Why are you asking me to leave? I want that fight.
Yeah, because that's fight. Canelo's moment. That's Canelo's moment.
Don't give a fuck. Laura didn't give a fuck, Ness.
Hey, that's Laura. Laura wasn't with Matchroom. You know what I mean? That's Canelo's moment, and Eddie understand who's the money. You see who stood with him.
Exactly.
He knew what he was going to do.
He knew at that point, Andrade should have knew Eddie Hearn ain't for me. He ain't for me. Like, so, and he's with PBC now, so let's hope we get a big fight over there for him, but I doubt we are. I mean, I don't know who's Andrade's next fight. Like, what big name at 168 can he fight? Is he going to fight a dangerous cat like David Morrell? I doubt it. Is he going to fight Caleb Plant, the winner, loser of this fight? I doubt it. Is he going to fight Charlo? I don't know when Charlo's coming back. So I don't know like what's going on. So I don't blame Canelo anymore for not making those fights. It's a lack of what Charlo and Andrade has not been able to do for the fans and media to demand that fight with Canelo.
I guess, man. Let me see here. I got Ari once again.
And to everybody tuned in, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll be live again in about 2.5 hours. I got Trainer of the Year 2022, Bob Santos, in the building today, so looking forward to that interview for sure.
Bob Santos.
Yo, Ari's definitely having issues with his shit. Mad Bent, what up?
Salute Ishmael Salas.
Looking like maybe Twitter's having issues. I don't know. Some people taking forever to connect, others connecting right away. Polo T, didn't I get to you?
Yo, what up, Ness? What up, Danny?
What up? I ain't get to you?
Man, no, you didn't. I think it disconnected. But I was gonna say, no, it's not dangerous over there, brother. I've been to that stadium. It's a fun fact. It belongs to an all Mexican club. Like, they're doing pretty good in the league right now, so that's why it's gonna be probably bigger because a lot of those guys on that team are probably gonna be at the fight and they're probably gonna promote it as well. So they got hella security, bro. They don't play that shit like about that, like stealing it, cause bro, you know how deep of security and cops they be having on the weekends when they play. Like, bro, it's not, man. Yeah, good luck with somebody trying to like get off on somebody or do crimes, but no, it's gonna be safe.
But I heard,
they know what they're doing.
They pay the cops though, right? Like I heard, like you can bribe the police down there.
Yeah, well, it's not like what it used to be, but I mean, bro, that's like That's a big deal, but you gotta understand that's like athletes, that's a big deal, bro. Like, and it's like there's probably gonna be a lot of tourists, coming from probably the States as well. Like maybe some even UK fans. So yeah, bro, they're not gonna play that shit. They're gonna like obviously have security on lock, and nobody's gonna be able to do it. And bro, it's a big ass stadium. Like if you go, check it out. If you end up going, I'm telling you, like it's a
Nah,
beautiful ass stadium.
listen. When we went to Acapulco, which isn't safe, they had the fucking army there, so it did feel safe. Like the army was there 24/7. They was like literally stationed outside the hotel and around the hotel.
Bro, when we went to the beach, it was like fat ass, sloppy body, and
I'm
then
already
like
knowing.
10 soldiers.
Yeah, so
I feel you.
like I'm sure they're gonna amplify it, but I still wanted to make it a conversation because there are people that are gonna look at the news and they're gonna be afraid, and everyone's opinion will help them make a better decision.
Definitely. And I was about to say about that Plant David fight. It does feel like it's kind of like it doesn't feel like a buzz, but it's also the promotion's job to promote the fight. What they should have done is, David is from Arizona. The Mexico team played the USA on Sunday and beat them. They should have promoted the fight there. Like they should have had David. He's a local there at the game and be like, "Yo, he has a fight next Saturday," and people would show up. Or well, no, it's in Las Vegas. I mean, but like they would have probably been like, "Oh snap!" Like
Nah, you
let's
right
see
though.
what.
You right though, bro.
And they fucked
You
up.
right. I mean, but let me tell you, baseball never sells out until the playoffs. They had 40,000 fans sold out for that USA Mexico game. I was tuned in, so that would have been a great
But
opportunity.
that's the
But
World Cup. Yeah, that.
no, let me tell you what the issue is a lot of the times. The issue becomes is who, not where the event is, but who is showing the event. So now that game that you speak of, that was not a CBS or Showtime affiliated game. So they're not gonna do them any they're not gonna do their rival any favors by helping them promote an upcoming event. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you're saying now. So of course, yeah, they're not going to do it. But I'm saying if say they were, that would have been a perfect time. That would have
No,
gotten a lot of buzz
for
because
sure. Look,
it's.
they just took Shakur Stevenson to Newark. They had a big college basketball game in Newark. They took Shakur there with Michael B. Jordan to announce his fight. But what happened? It wasn't an ESPN network showing that game, so they wouldn't allow any interview on there because he's not affiliated with that network.
Man, it's like that, man. It's like that in a lot of like network issues and stuff like that. So damn, that would have been a perfect thing, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. They got to do a better promotion with this fight because
Polo
I don't know. I just
T,
don't
that
feel a
was the
buzz.
bell, champ. You hitting after the bell. Tran, you gotta send us counter punch if you want another call. We going out to what's your excuse? What's your excuse going once?
Two-time.
Cash App for mac and cheese that says, wasn't Tank knocking out heavyweights in sparring?
I ain't never heard that. Heavyweights?
Yeah, that's what they said, man.
Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Like
James
with an
Payne, lethal.
Yo, it's me, the ambassador of the great state of Tennessee. It's your boy James Payne, Mr. Lethal himself, and like I know. The best part of waking up. TPV in my cup always, man. Shout out to the TPV alumni, made this slogan world famous. Shout out to Folgers Coffee, man. But I always have like Maxwell's house. Better. Hey, man, shout out to the panel this morning. Shout out and salute to UNES for putting in the hard work, even in Florida, enjoying the sun rays. Shout out to my gangster-ass neighbor from the state of Arkansas, my guy, Big Mike. How you been doing, champ? Shout out to that
What's
guy,
up,
Danny,
homie?
out there in
But you
Vegas.
capping, though, man.
Yeah.
You singing Folgers and drinking Maxwell. Damn.
Hey, man, that's just the slogan, man, you know what I'm saying? But, man, we drinking Maxwell House straight up out the styrofoam. You smell me? Shout out to Danny, man, holding it down on the Vegas side of town, you know what I mean? Hey man, so about the plant Benavidez, I really feel like the reason y'all feeling the lack of buzz, the sensationalism, and all that good shit, is cause man PBC and the other powers that be, man, they've been giving y'all a buffet of other shit to chew on. You know what I'm saying? When you say you hungry, you go to the buffet, but I mean your eyes are bigger than your stomach, and you end up only eating one or two plates. You know what I mean? You gonna enjoy the plant Benavidez very much so. It's gonna be a banging ass fight, but it's hardcore city. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the casuals really got a lot of buy-in when they got Ryan and Tank, dominating the social media news feed as well as all of the other bullshit going on in the world, man. And salute to my guy John Morant, man, repping in Memphis, man, that Memphis Grizzlies, man. I hope you get the help you need, and man, there's some weak ass hoes out there.
Yo, what did he do?
Publicizing this. Man, that man went to the strip club, man, 2 nights. Man, you know what I'm saying? Went on a motherfucking a paper parade, man, just made
Hold
it
on,
rain,
man.
thunderstorm,
I'm breaking down
all
for
that
y'all,
shit,
bro.
bitch, man. He was feeling himself
It was the
too
same
much, man.
night. It was
Pulled
the
out his
same
little
night. It
his
was the
little
same
pea
night. They just
shooter, you
trying
know
to
what
make
I'm saying?
him.
Little
You
pea
know what I'm saying?
shooter,
I
little
don't agree
chicken,
with
man.
it. You know, Mike, I've been saying it on this
Yeah.
show. My man's thing. He been watching too much BMF. They need to cancel his stars. He think he Big Meech. He think his brother is Terry.
Yeah.
He got his
He needs to
brother
chill out, bro.
put in laser beams on other players in in the back
Yeah,
hall.
he's tripping,
Motherfucker
bro. He's
showing
tripping,
the
bro.
gun off. You
He's
seen that they
young
now got
and
the
rich.
anyway, bro, he's showing the gun off in the Instagram live while he in the strip club, and now they question it. And mind you, they was playing out of town, so they like, well,
That's the
damn, if he got
thing.
his,
That's
so
the
they was playing
thing.
out of town. That's the biggest problem is that they was playing
Yes.
out of town. So now the real question and the what everybody's really wondering is how'd he get that gun out of town? So they think that he flew with it on a team plane. And if that's the case, it's still under investigation. If that's the case, they
No,
saying he
it's
getting
not.
suspended.
No, it's not.
Oh,
The
so
police closed the investigation. They didn't find anything wrong, and they closed the investigation. Now it's up to the NBA how long they're gonna suspend him. He just checked himself into a rehab down in Florida, so
So
he should be good.
I heard the
He
NBA
lost
was
the
still looking
Powerade
into it,
sponsorship from
and
what
that
I
his
read.
suspension could go from 2 games to the rest of the season.
Yes, the NBA's still doing the investigation, but
Yeah,
the
that's the shit
police.
that matter. That's the shit that matter. The
No,
police, listen, bro. The police was going
police
to
means
arrest him.
more.
Cool. No. Listen, the police was going to arrest him. Cool. How much is he making in 50 games non-paid? You get what I'm saying? He would have lost.
Oh
He
no,
losing more.
no,
He
he ain't losing
losing
money.
more.
His money's guaranteed now. Like he gets his money regardless. Now, it might be a fine associated with that suspension, but those game checks are gonna come in regardless if he play or don't.
Nah, brother, that's not how it work. If he gets
And
suspended, so
and
them
the
two that 2
and
game
the
suspension he
NBA,
just served. So you saying that 2 game suspension he just served? He got that million for them 2
yeah,
games he ain't
yeah,
play.
in the NBA, your money is
Mm.
guaranteed unless they find you, unless they give you a fine. And now in NFL, like you have to play to get your game check, but
No.
in the NBA,
I hear that. Like I just figured it was like Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball contracts are guaranteed. If you get suspended, motherfucker, you not getting paid.
yeah. Now it says like without pay, right?
Yo, let me get to these 2 callers, fellas, because I got some super chats I got to get to, too. Davidian, Buffalo.
Yo, what's good? What's
Yo.
good, Ness? Danny, what's good, Big Mike?
What up, homie?
What's
What up,
good?
champ? What up,
I'm
champ?
glad to hear you on the. I'm glad to hear you on the show. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see Canelo. Um, yeah, he gonna be in his hometown, so that's cool. I mean, him and John Ryder, they do look kind of similar though. I was thinking that. But it should be a good fight. John Ryder pretty tough. I thought he beat Callum Smith, so he probably should have been got the fight. But yeah, I'm excited to see Canelo back in the ring. He's still like the king of boxing. You could say. People argue with that, but he's like the cash cow. But who else we talking about? I know the fight ain't till next week, right? The Canelo, or no, not the Canelo, the Caleb Plant and Benavidez. For me, I'm already gonna make my pick. Y'all can write it down. I got my boy Caleb Plant. I think he's the smarter fighter, and I think he's, gonna box the shit out of Benavidez. I know a lot of people think that Benavidez is gonna run through him and all this other stuff, but I got my boy Caleb, and been waiting for a while. The show been going on for a minute. Great show, as always, and God bless y'all. That's my call.
Davidian, thanks for calling in, brother. We got Hawk in Maryland. What it do? Damn, Davidian done changed his avatar to Ryan Garcia.
What's up, TBV?
Damn, you sound clear today. You just bought you a mic?
Nah, man, I'm on the Discord. I usually call in on the telephone.
You sound good today.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's go. Good to see Mike. That's Mike Ross, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Excuse me. Yeah, I remember when Mike and y'all used to be together all the time when you was messing with Wilder real hard. Y'all was out at Wilder's house, and Wilder messed with Mike real hard. Yeah, hey man, good to see him on the show. What I was about to say, hey man, my opinion on the Joshua, I feel like, man, we should hope Joshua wins and does well, because for as long as I can remember, outside of Sugar Ray Leonard, maybe Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, the heavyweights is what brings average fans to boxing. We need that heavyweight to do good. We need AJ to get out there and do some good work, make it look good and clean, get dude out of there, and that'll break up Wilder. That'll wake up the whole Fury thing. For some reason, Fury ain't doing, what a Tyson would do. He don't got he don't captivate the average fan for the heavyweight division. I don't know why, but he just don't. Wilder was starting to do it, but yeah, we need AJ to do good. That's all I'm saying. I hope, AJ does well, because that heavyweight division is what's going to really bring boxing back alive. We need that heavyweights to do good. But as far as Canelo, yeah, can't wait to see him back. I got David Benavidez in that Plant fight, even though Plant is going to make it a little more harder than people think. But I got David Benavidez. But other than that, TBV, good to see you, Mike, and Ringwalk Danny, my man. That's it for me. I'm out.
God.
It's a cold ass name, Danny. I ain't gonna lie. Ringwalk, that shit hard.
My God, we appreciate you truly. Yeah. I tell people all the time, people don't know, bro. People don't know. Ringwalk was not supposed to be me. It was supposed to be my platform, and I pussied out. And thank you, Finesse, for always giving me an opportunity. But from behind the scenes to in the ring and everything in between, it's the Ringwalk experience, baby.
No.
Word. I got a couple of super chats here.
I just wanna pat myself in the back again. That's the opportunity. Top Rank Social they team just approached me yesterday, like, yo, great job. We didn't even know Loma was coming, so they was upset that only I got the footage of Loma and Shakur meeting up, and Top Rank themselves ain't even get it, because they ain't even know Loma was coming. I'm like,
they never gonna find nobody to work your hours, bro. They gonna have to pay you for that. Like, what social media person is gonna be there at the hours that some of those fighters train? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you,
bro. I didn't leave Top Rank gym yesterday till 9:45 p.m.
What time did you get there?
About 2:30.
He put a whole 8-hour shift in. You feel me? Some people ain't gonna do that, bro. Like straight up.
But let's get to some more callers. The phone lines are open. 425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice of opinion. Mike Gross in the building. Mike the boss. Gross the boss. What up?
Yo, Danny, so are you already like doing your due diligence to make sure we don't have no garbage in Guadalajara?
Oh yeah, brother.
Look at this nigga, boy. He always on it.
No, Mike. It was the worst experience in Acapulco, man. It was.
I got the shit so on lock. My boy already sent me like 8 different strains he got available. You know what I mean? And I told him, I say, brother, if you pull up with an O of this and an O of that, champ, I'm getting you a ticket to the fight. Just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, nah,
and you mean
because
he just sent you a picture, right? Like he sent you a picture.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yo,
I'm gonna be
Acapulco was
clear.
trash, bro. Acapulco was trash.
Bro,
Then
Acapulco,
we left the whole kit in the back seat of my car
so we
at
ain't
the
have no
airport. So
grinder,
we ain't
Mike.
had no grinder with Mexican garbage weed.
Mike,
It was the worst. It was the worst, man.
Mike, just to
How
put
does
things in
how does
perspective,
Ness
just to
hold on,
put
hold on,
things.
hold on. How does Ness go to England and find some good shit, but he can't even find no good shit down here?
No,
That's
because
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. They got a lock on it. In Mexico is a
The
lock, man.
cartel, bro, the cartel got that shit on lock, bro. They got their own stamp on every package that tells you don't do drugs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
crazy, man. It's not even fair what
Bro,
they doing.
like
I
Mike,
thought
I
it
swear
would.
to
I
God.
thought it would be
No,
easy
listen.
though, since
No, listen.
they sell drugs and drugs should be around, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They know they can't offload that garbage nowhere, so they force the tourists to buy it by not putting nothing better out there. So tourists is you know you stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's either do or don't. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Shit, crazy, bro.
Yo, Mike, it was so bad, bro, that my man's was like, champ, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you want some fire, no, I promise you, my man's like, bro, if you want some fire, I'll meet you 3 hours away. But he wouldn't come into the city at all.
It's crazy.
Oh, they scared. Oh,
No, there's a lock, man.
damn.
You get caught, you caught. Let me get the
Niggas not
Fausto.
even.
Fausto, what up?
Niggas ain't even trying.
Man, I got to go like a motherfucker, Fausto. What up? Fausto. Fausto. Is it not Fausto? 475? 475. All right. Yo, let me get to these super chats, fellas. I got to wrap it up. I got a 130. Very important. With my barber. Rolling with the Punches Boxing Podcast sends a $5 super chat with no words, then a $10 super chat with no words. So shout out to the Rolling with the Punches Boxing Podcast. I got the Axiom that says $5 super chat. I'm excited for the fight, but the hype is light. Damn, you trying to rhyme? Do we have an do we have an oversaturated schedule of too many good fights? Just a lot of news from boxing lately. I don't know about oversaturated schedule with nothing but good fights, but you know.
It can't be. It could never be too many good fights on the schedule.
Yeah. Never.
So that's how you bring the excitement back to the sport, by having fights every month, to where you're like, okay, I got Plant Benavidez. Okay, I'm looking forward to Ryan.
I'm happy the schedule's lined out like that. Even with the ones in between, I'm happy. My last
then last month we had Sabrina Matias. We seen, boy, no lie, Ponce came out that first round like he was.
No, that was the game plan though. He like, fuck it, let's jump on him now. Hopefully we could get him out of there.
Hopefully, nope, it didn't work.
But they should have trained for more than one round though. But
bro, you can't train for more than 8. Against Sabrina Matias, it's just not gonna go like that. You gotta have something that's gonna make him respect you. And he don't respect nobody that he's in the ring with right now. You see him walking motherfuckers down.
Drew Down, $2 super chat says, Guadalajara is the Silicon Valley of Mexico. Mexico. Let me try Fausto one more time. What up? What up? Going once, 2 times. We up out here. NSGTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Mike, where can they find you?
Mike on Sports. And is Sabrina Matias from DR or Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, Ringwalk Danny, Nes GTO, the Boxing Voice Champ. I appreciate it, Mike. Always a pleasure. Catch us on the next one, 12 p.m. Pacific. And be on the lookout. Lots of exclusive footage on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And just because Nesta is in Florida, champs, I'm still at Blue Wire, as you guys saw yesterday. Today I have the 2022 Trainer of the Year, Bob Santos. We've had Evan Korn from Top Rank on. Go check that out. Lots of footage and exclusive content.
Oh, shit. Where the fuck is James Payne? I'm sorry. Go for it. Y'all talked over his call. That's what y'all did, man.
Hey, it's all good. Real quick, I just wanted to say, man, shout out to Buddy from Overtime Boxing too earlier today. Salute for DAZN for giving opportunities to people of color, minorities, and everybody else in between, man. Me myself, I got my big opportunity coming up with DAZN, and shout out to KSI down there in New Orleans in April. And I've been hearing their boots on the fence about adding me to their operations team, man. So if anybody from Boots team listen and ask Billy Blay about me and go and put me on that operations team list so I can make this show you got in Atlanta go that much more smoother, man. Y'all know what it is, the illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the entire galaxy. Third rock from the sun, astrologically. I am James Payne, lethal.
James, gotta cut you off. Gotta cut you off. So wait, y'all doing a show in New Orleans?
That's a KSI Misfit boxing show. It's gonna be broadcast by DAZN, and I will be doing operations down there in April. And
but it's in New Orleans.
Yes, sir, in New Orleans. New Orleans.
KSI coming to America?
What part? What part?
Yeah. Damn, what auditorium did they say they were gonna be? I gotta look at the correspondence.
Send it to me. Who? But it's a Misfits boxing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Misfits boxing.
I never been to New Orleans, man. Boxing ain't take me there yet. I missed out on the
some good ass food.
Regis fight. I missed out on the Regis fight. What date was that? Excuse me.
Let me check my itinerary and
I've never been. I gotta hit up Mardi Gras before I pass and all that good shit.
Man, Mardi Gras overrated, but the food down there is fine.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. Blog Talk has ended, but somehow you still on the show. It literally says episode ended.
It's all good. It's meant to be. It's meant to be, champ. But I know you got to get your cut in, so I'm going to let you get that in. But real quick, man, I just want to say, man, anybody and everybody, man, please make sure y'all check out my new album, drop worldwide today. It's still filtering into all the digital streaming platforms, but it's called Dreams in the Mud. James Payne Lethal with my guy K Ryder. He's a Japanese rap artist. So y'all make sure y'all check out that international collaboration.
You doing rap or you R&B on this?
I'm rap, fam. But now I do got a.
I mean, you be the one singing every morning, so I don't know.
Hey, I do got a rap R&B album dropping in May called Gemini Season. That shit motherfucking banging. Make sure you check it out. It's completely family friendly. No cussing, no profanity. I kept it clean.
Ain't nothing Gemini Season family friendly.
And your shorties. And the shit rocking. Trust me, May 23rd, Gemini Season, but Dreams in the Mud is available today. Make sure y'all check out that John I got with Stainless 2, Boxing Bars Volume 2, specifically made for the boxing voice, but we're going to make that available on digital streaming platforms as well. That's my call. Appreciate y'all.
I gave you a big fat free screen share of your album cover there, man. God bless on the success of that. Y'all go download that on iTunes, get them that traction. Catch me on the next one in about 2 hours, hopefully on time. If not, 10 to 15 minutes late. Got to get this buzz right. Danny, Mike, where can they find you?
Oh, man, I already gave it about Mike on Sports.
Ringwalk Danny, the boxing voice.
Don't forget to follow both Mike on Sports and Danny. What is the name of this fucking channel? Midfield Mindset.
Midfield Mindset. Yup. Type in Midfield Mindset F1. The Saudi Arabia Grand Prix is this weekend, so I'll be live for that. And catch us on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.